Okay, hello everyone. Welcome yet again to another episode of Subnautica, where I don't know how far I'm going to get this episode because I have no helping hand this time round, which is not ideal. But, well, never mind. We'll get into it anyway. And hopefully make a bit of progress. I believe we're up to the prawn suit, which is all well and good. But yes, it's just going to be me today, I think. I have thrown out a few messages to other people if they want to join, but ultimately no luck. We may have Jag in an hour, but well, I don't know before then. Anyway, we're getting the rocket made up, so isn't that nice? Anyway, let's go and see what I can find. Oh yeah, that's how I swim. I was trying to sprint underwater like it was Call of Duty. No, I need to use this. Right, let's just get our bearings and see where we're up to. As soon as I replace the batteries. And of course, if anyone's in chat, do let me know. Always good to keep that going. The rest of it's pretty much full. 1, 2, 3. Right, boom. You're still fine. You could do obviously with some more. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 3. Need them. Boom, perfect. Look at that. Got it down to a heel. Hello, Ballo. Oh, I have 2 viewers. That's good. Could do with someone who comes on regularly, but nobody seems to be about. Can I make cave sulfur into anything? No, that's annoying. I also need to know where kyanite and all that is. What do I need for this? An ion power cell. I don't even know how to make that, which is why we need to go exploring. Which is why I need the prawn suit, but I was going to upgrade that, but I can't remember what I needed. Oh, I do know what I need for the upgrade. I need crystalline sulfur, lithium and nickel. I think I have the nickel and I think I have the lithium. But we'll go get more lithium anyway. Because it's nearby. There we go. I wish it'd tell me how much more my nuclear rod has left. But it doesn't. God damn it. Every time. I always forget I need the drill, and I do not have the drill. Me. Where the hell did that go? Wait, where did that go? Surprised Zen hasn't shown up. He's been on all the other Subnautica streams. He might just be busy tonight. I don't know. Just said he couldn't make it, which is fair enough. But that means I'm gonna have to whinge about the Lotus Eaters myself rather than have him here. Lol. No, I think I'll talk about them enough to be quite honest. Some lithium, lovely. God damn it. It might just be a case we go exploring today then, but I'm pretty sure I need the suit, which is fine. It just means I have to lower you. Oh, actually no, I can put you above there. That'll be fine. Let's go exploring then.
All systems online. Engine powering up.
Why does it take that long to put the engine on? Oh, I forgot I had blood oil. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to put in the thing. Oh, I suppose I can get some blood oil for... Actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's take some blood oil. Let's go out this way then. Hey. I have 4 viewers and nobody's saying anything. What's wrong with all of you? My very garish, the garish look of this whole place. Let me plant it. Perfect, right. Very annoying when that happens. Yoink. People were not kidding when they said that I could I could basically nick a load of that. What else can the prawn suit have? Not an awful lot. Certainly nothing that I can make. I made the depth module, didn't I? Check the other side. Did I make the depth module? I'm sure I did. Yeah, I did make the depth module. What do I need for the second depth module then? Instead of whinging about Lotus Munchers, talk about how base James McMurdoch has been on Twitter recently. He has been outspoken, I have to say, and I'm happy with that. Because there's some people who said that he doesn't talk much, but I don't think I agree with that. And he is certainly being a bit more outspoken. Another thing I saw was it's quite funny that the what they called the Tories effectively said they were basically having a bit of a whinge about. No, sorry, they posted the other day Donald Trump's "they don't know what the f they're doing" thing, and that was quite funny because they had to obviously delete it quite quickly, but then oh, what's his name? Oh, who's Mr. Baseman? Oh, I need to do it there, don't I? Who's Mr. Baseman? Zaya Yusuf said, oh, he's really proud of the people he works in with reform when it comes to Andrea Jenkins, who... Oh, what did she do? She called like the Tory farming shadow minister or whatever. She said, hello, arsehole. And a lot of Tories said, oh, well, we can't be having this. We're more respectable than this. And it's like, you just... Man, you just made fun. You just used the Trump thing. Come on, you can't be doing that and get away with it. That's not going to work. People aren't going to accept that. But, well, obviously, they don't care and they did it anyway. Oh, really? I can only fit 3? So annoying. But yeah, James McMurdoch, pretty much on a similar level there, but, I mean, honestly, who cares? Who honestly cares? The answer is not many people. Yes, I would like professionalism, don't get me wrong, but I'm really not going to be bothered about people finding things like that funny. Because it was funny. You know, whatever. Throw all that in, right. I think we're good to go. Got me food. Come on, watermelon. There we go. Someone who's meant to be quiet, he does say a lot of base stuff. Well, he does, and he kind of always has if you follow him. He doesn't say an awful lot in Parliament, but I don't really think he needs to. Anyway, let's head to the endgame cave and hope we don't get too attacked. Like that thing. Don't get aggro. It got aggroed. Yeah, attack me now. Okay, let's go up. Hopefully it doesn't follow us. I always forget how big this island is. Oh, there's the... Oh, he came back. Hello. What is with these creatures? Just go away. Go away. Oh, hello. don't want to use a decoy because I only have a limited amount and I can't remember what I need to make them. Still coming after me.
Rigged for silent running.
Oh dear. It's a shame the other people didn't get a base reform MP. I don't know, most of the MPs are quite base, to be fair to them.
Ahead slow.
I don't think that's left me alone.
Deploying decoy. Ahead standard.
Okay, it appears to have left me alone, which is good. Oops, where are my lights? There they are. Lovely. It's done very well for a paper candidate. Yeah, it definitely has. I've got no... There's not really an awful lot to say about him. I mean, I was asked to make a list of... Well, I wasn't asked to. On Twitter, someone said, you know, list the Reform MPs from your favourite to least favourite, and a lot of people put Tice last and him second to last, and that's because they don't know him, but they know enough about Richard Tice to say I don't like him. Which, you know, that's their opinion, whatever, but they're wrong. Because I like Richard Tice, and I seem to be the only person in Britain who thinks that. There we go. Oh, good lord. This is a nasty place. Right, I'm definitely getting too close to these branches. Oh boy. I can barely see, that's probably why I should use that. That's why we have cameras. If I remember from last time, it was a bit of a tight squeeze through here, but oh well. I don't really mind that. I think Tice is fine, he needs to write his scripts, or at least... I think he's fine off script. The main issue people have is that he's a massive NIMBY, but to be honest with you, that's most boomers. So, like, what do you want? You know, I can't exactly complain about that because I know too many people that are just happy with that anyway. And, you know, I'd be fine with someone who makes the constituents happy, I suppose. Even if it is stupid politics. I thought I was seeing, yeah, stuff like that. Do with uranium crystals. I'm not sure what for, but I know I could do with them. That's gold. Imagine if I get the drill down here, that would be amazing. What do you think Reform's ceiling will end up being in terms of vote share? Well, vote ceiling is... It's really hard to say because it's quite clear that, you know, Labour are only going down. And Tories are just not recovering. I think realistically, right now their ceiling's probably about 29–30%. Theoretically, I don't see why it couldn't be way more than that. You know, I'm talking like 30, I don't know, 34–35% could probably be their ceiling. Honestly, it depends how badly the next 4 years go. I saw a poll today that said that I think it was Liverpool Walton that was like, I don't know, voted something ridiculous like 70% Labour. Yeah, that's switched around now to about 30% each, something like that. Labour lose Liverpool, it's kind of over. Liverpool's their one incredibly safe seat. That's, as I say, ridiculously safe. I have absolutely plastered myself here. This has not gone well. Yeah, this was the issue I had last time, and ended up nearly dying. They were both at 40%. Was it that high? I thought they were both about 30 odd. But either way, it's obviously it's one poll and not the best ever, but you know, I'm not gonna complain about it. I don't think this is the right hole, fellas.
Warning, external hull damage.
I've gone down the wrong hole, almost certainly. Oh well, the creature can't chase me. This has gone so badly. Labour did lose the Liverpool seat to Reform. It would basically mean Labour only gets votes from Muslims and Tharium. You know what? Maybe. Maybe. Okay, there's the big dead fish. I'm trying to get to my base, damn it. Right, I'm relatively safe here. Let's go out and repair. Oh, you keep pressing the wrong button. Oh. I mean, I am finding it hilarious how many people are just, you know, all of a sudden we're winning, all of a sudden actually no, I don't like this. Lotus Munchers obviously being the big one there, but to be fair, they did just hire one of one of Farage's old friends, who obviously isn't one of Farage's friends anymore. So Stephen Wolf. So who knows?
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
I'm shocked more of my members aren't watching this. Usually the chat's absolutely full of my members. You can be a member too for the low price of £2 a month. Oh, that is the whole. Go, 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 go. It's kind of sounded like Zelda music, this. Ocarina of Time, what's it reminding me of? It's reminding me of one of the what do you call it? One of the temples. Probably the Fire Temple. I think that sounds about right. If you've not played Ocarina of Time, you're missing out. That is all I'm saying. Why'd I put the third? Fourth even, there it is. Oh, I need some titanium as well. Where's all my titanium? That's all. Where is my titanium? There's my titanium. Not actually sure how much I need. Oh, I only needed 2. Well, let's not go nuts with it then. There we go. Loose Men is a home for ex-UKIP whinging about how cooked forage is mixed with too young for VMP viewership they get these days. Pretty much. Which is quite hilarious to think about. So, there you go. Right, 2 of them, perfect.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
Right, what can we search for?
Power restored.
Oh, perfect, crystalline sulfur.
Online.
What do I need for the range? Copper and magnetite, which I don't think I actually boom. But yeah, us calling it Loose Women was one of the most accurate things we've ever done, I would argue. Hey, there we go. Right. Let's get it in a decent place to deploy the prawn suit. i.e. not over a lake. It's incredibly based how Reform's areas of strength will be the northeast and northwest socialism, all the Midlands and part of Wales, while the south has a love affair with the Waitrose party. Well, I think I don't know. It's more of a rural / ex-industrial thing. I think. It's hard to tell really. Right, where am I going? Yeah, there's a bit more to it than we're letting on there, possibly. Where was the? I swear I put that right next to a place where you can go like straight down. Where am I going, chat? One of the most accurate ways to describe their journalism. Well, it says what's it called? Rebuttal always says it. Just they don't do research, and then when they do say things, one thing that put me off quite early is when they started talking about because they started around the same time that the football, the World Cup or Euros, can't remember which. That whole thing with the like Saka and the two other black players who were put on for the penalty shootout and missed. Like, okay, it was really cringe that the mainstream was going on about Three Lions and all that. Fine. But they started giving like football commentary that was really, really bad. I don't think they have anyone that tells them they sound like idiots. And that's not ideal. Yeah, you are looking for crystalline sulfur. Why aren't you finding any? Oh wow, I really need that extended range. Magnetite and copper, and I don't think I have any. I probably have a load of copper actually. Right, there is magnetite, that's good. Find that first. I need 4 lots. And while I'm down here, I'm going to look for copper. 2021, so euros, there you go. But I just remember, like, there's perfectly legitimate tactics to put 3. Well, I mean, not 3. I mean, only 1 was probably relatively unknown, but there's perfectly valid tactics to do that. One, you know, you're a footballer, you're trained to shoot, like, to do penalties. It's not bad. Secondly, if you've not been in many World Cups, you probably don't have scouts that have been looking at all the statistics to try and, you know, work out effectively how well you take free kicks, penalties, where it goes in the net, where the keeper should move to, etc. So, yeah, it's all a bit mad to me that they went on such a. Well, they just sounded so confident about what they were saying, and most of it wasn't right. But they don't care, because why would they? You get money. God damn it! I really need copper. I think I have copper in the Cyclops anyway, but still be nice to have some found around here. There's quite a lot under the under there. They used to have a Chelsea supporter back in the early days who basically did most of the football stories when he joined because Sargon sucks at that, but he left ages ago and their coverage went bad. I remember the football coverage I watched always being Carl and Callum, and it was kinda cringe. I was not impressed, but I didn't expect to be impressed because I know they're not football fans. I mean, I'm not a massive football fan, I don't follow it that closely, but I could have done a much better job than that. But it's part of the reason I made a channel, I suppose. I wasn't happy with everything that was being said, which is understandable. Give me my copper. I will need 4 pieces. Because it's a very, very, very important place, this. So important, I have not built any storage. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. God damn. Oh my god. That's huge. Right. Screw the magnetite. Don't need ruby, don't really need nickel. Oh, it does have quartz. Actually, I'm going to get some quartz just so I can make some storage in here. What do I actually need for the storage units? Quartz and titanium. Okay, what's it? Actually, scrap that. Do they have any fragments? I'm more interested in fragment. Ghost Leviathan. Crystalline sulfur, heat area. That. They do have limestone chunks, but that's not one. There's nothing to scan down here. I am shocked. Hello, Tay and Riv. I've not seen you before, so welcome. Don't know if you're a subscriber or not, but if you're not, you should be. Alright, screw it. Let's get a load of crystalline sulfur. Actually, let's not. Let's get the quartz first. Do I ever get battery chargers for this? I did, thank goodness for that. That's a storage compartment? Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that. Right, let's get some quartz and make the thing. Also, when the last Euros was on, they only made a video basically saying England squad isn't English because the squad had black players. Enoch Power wouldn't have had an issue with them. That is all true. Hello, Vicar. Vicar, I do not have a co-host today. If you want to join, please let me know and I will move you so that we can chat. Because having a co-host makes this so much easier. But do let me know. Oh,
Welcome aboard.
I need my titanium. Can't remember how much I need, so that'll do. Also, I hope you've played Subnautica before because I do not have my guide today, which is not ideal. I'm watching you on my TV and my phone. Wow, greedy. Perfect. Right. And now put stuff in there like quartz, lead, gold, silver. Don't really need any of that. Keep the nickel and magnetite. Damn right, it's an enticing offer. Come join. You nerd. Climb the ladder, let's go. Well, no, you don't need to have played it. Like, I want you more to shoot the poo with rather than have advice. It's just it would be advantageous to have advice on it, but if I don't have it, that's fine. This can be an episode where we just talk. Your phone's low, so you put it on your TV. Fair enough. It is weird that, like, when I was younger, I never thought my voice would be coming out of anyone's TV, ever. Even though I had dreams of being an actor, and now it's kind of normal. There we go. Let me know when you're in the waiting room, Vicar. That would be ideal, so that I can then move you. God, stop looking at your phone. God, that's why. This is why there are phone laws about driving. You don't crash into walls like an idiot. Right, this is where I'm thinking. Okay, this should be good. Let's go. It's prawn suit time. Oh, they've even got a nice ramp for me. So you're telling me prawns made these suits? need to do setup, won't be long. No, that's fine. Nice. Cool. Did I pick that up? No, I didn't. Why is it having a mare picking things up? A bit scared of this. Boom. Right, still can't get that, that's annoying. So I've asked it for search for like sulfur or whatever it is, and it's still not found any. I'm also quite wary of the depth, I don't want to go too deep. I don't know if I can fight this. You are an absolute bellend. Oh, it's got to one-hit me. It can one-hit me. Oh, it's up there? Are you kidding me? Oh, let's go back. This is why I wanted the better jets as well. Actually, oh, I'm going to have to go all the way back to the moon pool to upgrade this. That's so annoying. This is the lowest what? Viewed? Oh, lowest viewed live stream I've ever seen. Take it that's what you meant. Yeah, I'm unsure of how you found it, but I'm not going to complain. I do only have 4 viewers. There are usually about 10, but obviously today has been a bad Thursday for it, so whatever. But we still go. People watch the VOD of it, so I'm not too bothered. Thus, I do other live streams and videos that get way more views. It's more the relaxed sort of community night where I don't have an awful lot of the community about LoL. Might as well get alcohol, but otherwise I'm all set. Well, you know, you can get alcohol. You're still not in the guest room, I've been lied to. Nailed it. I watch too much Subnautica now. Now YouTube is full of it. Well, there you go. You found my random right-wing politics account by liking games too much because I needed to do something for community nights so that it made sense for people to become members, but there you go. Wait, hang on, what am I doing? Wait, oh no, it's... oh, I see, it's down here. Okay, never mind. I am so dumb. Let's go slightly deeper. I hit the back. Right. Right, I reckon there's good. You joined, yes you did. How do I move you? I'm just going to do it on my PC because it's easier. There we go. Oops. You're allowed to talk.
Your mum.
Okay, bit mean. I am now banning you forever. I hope you're happy.
Well, I am happy. Going
Good.
out in a glaze of glory. A glaze of glory? Yep, that's it. We'll roll with it.
Good, I would be. You can now watch my stream where it was meant to be seen, in the Discord. Am I being attacked? It's on the sonar.
Xbox exclusive stream right here.
What the hell is that? I've got a leech. Xbox exclusive? I don't think so. I don't play Xbox. Haryan, your lawyer is waiting to be let in. Right, come here you. You want to go? Little nonce.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I need legal advice. Can I sue Rupert Lowe for damaging my brain?
If you want a serious answer, you can't claim for basically like psychological damage in England and Wales.
Really? That actually shocks me. That actually shocks me.
Well, the way you do it is it's got to be like connected to a specific event, I think.
I've got a
Like,
specific
for example,
event
you have
in
to
mind.
be at the scene of an accident or something like that, and you can't sort of watch it on TV. I think America is more famous for sort of allowing, but even then, not like totally allowing, just damage for psychiatric damage is the proper term.
There you go. America's more cooked than Britain yet again. America more cooked award. Amazing.
So true.
So I can't actually get to those crystalline sulfurs. What the hell?
Why is that, Mr.
God.
Gladive?
I have no... Because I thought... So I wasn't seeing it up the top side, so I was like, oh, I guess I have to like go through a cave, but apparently that's wrong too. But I really wish I had my sea moth. That nickel. That is nickel. Yoink.
No, my dog.
Yeah, it's always good to have a lawyer on hand, is what I hear. So you're going to be my lawyer one day, when I inevitably need one. Take out hope, not hate. Who I would
Well,
not...
I need the business, so
There you go.
probably wouldn't refuse.
Good. You want to fight, not hope, not hate. That's based as hell.
So
I
true.
assume.
I'm joining the lefty lawyer war on Britain, on the side of Britain.
On the side of Britain. If you end up in a courtroom one day against that guy that beat a fox to death in a kimono, I'm gonna have nothing but respect for you. That is
Watch this space.
what. This is about the time I'd ask them what am I doing down here, and he'd tell me nothing. If I had a nickel for every time I watched the Subnautica live stream, I'd be Abraham Lincoln. Was he famous for having loads of nickels? I know he was famous for being gay. Oh, that's
Famous
a...
for dying.
He is famous for dying. That is also true. There is a lot of lava here. How did I get here? Diamond. Oh, this is so annoying to pick things up with. I do not have the patience. This game is trying my patience. To be fair, the reason the Northeast pretty much just disowning Labour was them not even being bothered about industry anymore, plus multiculturalism is hated here, so any immigration talk does not end well. I can imagine. You would be hearing someone from the Northeast if he wasn't here for some reason.
Oh, he said to me he's having like basic quality time with his girlfriend.
That is gay. I'm playing this game for him. He should be having quality time with me.
Heterosexual relationships are in fact gay.
There you go. It's true. Right, seriously, what am I exploring down here? Oh, you're an absolute melon. No, I don't want to look at the storage, I want to get in the prawn. Oh wow, that damaged me, jeez. Where's my repair tool? Wow, that has taken up a lot of energy. You should get the grappling hook on. I don't really know where I get this stuff, that's the problem. I thought I was coming down here to like scan things, but I don't think that's quite the case. What the... I'm not actually sure what I'm doing down here. But I am close to the pressure limit, which isn't ideal. But it is interesting. There's a lot of deep shrooms, and that's about it. Plus more titanium. Yep, that's titanium. I think it's just time to go back and actually look for what I actually came in here for, which was a load of sulfur. Oh well.
What do you need the sulfur for?
I need it to, well, basically make everything else. I need it for the Next stage of the rocket, I need it for the jetpacks for the prawn suit. Oh, you find them in the Aurora? I have to go back to the Aurora. Oh. Why is
Aurora Borealis?
at this time of year, this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen?
Yes.
May I see it? I don't. That episode of The Simpsons, I don't think is even that good. But it is still one of the best pieces of television ever. Because it's from 22 short episodes or stories in Springfield, and it was basically a load of ideas they couldn't make into one episode, so just put them all together. And steamed hams was actually like one of the last things they were putting in there. Oh god, I'm gonna go straight into lava. This is not good. Okay.
I think I watched a video that sort of reviewed, I think, every episode of The Simpsons.
Oh, I watched that.
To season 30.
Mark LS was
like
it?
LS Mark.
Yeah. I watched that whole. I've watched all this series of watching every episode of like South Park, American Dad, Family Guy.
Yeah.
It doesn't even review very well. It's just the fact it's a marathon. It's the reason I watch it.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it bad reviewing. It's just, obviously it has to be a bit quick fire. It's not exactly like.
It's not. I mean,
avant-garde reviewing.
Is it? I think it's pretty much impossible to do a bad review in like 2 seconds per episode. Like, it's just like, oh, I like it or I don't. It's like fine. The one thing I will tag him up on is that he had a really weird just automatic hatred of the Halloween episodes, even when some of them are absolutely amazing stories. So, oh, I don't like anthologies. Oh, you should. Was they some of the best episodes? I guess. Yeah. Haryan the slop muncher. I do enjoy my slop. Oh, hello, little guy.
I mean, I've not obviously I've seen episodes of The Simpsons. I've just not sort of committed the time to going through them kind of per season.
Well, you should.
I should definitely.
It's a very good bit of television, in my honest opinion. But you don't have to follow my honest opinion. See what I mean? You know how my HUD's usually absolutely slammed full of crystalline sulfur. I cannot see any of it. Don't know where it's gone. Oh, it's up there. I'm such an idiot.
I'm quoting that.
Well, this is being clipped, so who cares? Esteemed Haryans. Thank you, Ashdam. Ashdam's been a member for like months, but I don't think I've ever seen him comment. So that's nice. They're my favourite type of members. The ones who just lurk but are happy to give me money. All the other members just, they're trying to annoy me in chat. Vicar.
No comment.
Well, at least you give me useful advice. To be fair, I appreciate all my members. They all give me good commentary and advice. How am I at 67%? Oh, I need to go back and recharge. Oh, all this cave. Why didn't Zen tell me all this cave sulfur was exactly like near me? Well, I probably didn't remember. I'm gonna have to go through the tight squeeze again. I don't like the tight squeeze. This is how people die in caves.
Yeah.
Oh god. God, this has gone so wrong. Right. Oh, this is where the Leviathan is. Right, let's stay in the safe. Oh my god. Oh, I hope my chat doesn't get seasick. Oh no, that's hurting a bit. Make it stop. It's kyanite I need as well. I should get a thermal reactor put in the Cyclops. That is true. I did see that the other day, and I did like the look of it. But that's the thing. I don't know where kyanite is. That's like the one thing I have no idea what kyanite is or where I get it. Cave sulfur. It wants me to scan it. Cool. I'm dying. I'm dying. Is it worth this? Is it worth dying for? I don't think so. Probably could have saved that.
Is Danzig worth dying for?
What are you, a neo-Nazi?
I am, in fact, a sleeper agent of the Homeland Party.
That is a party that has died a death. Like, I see Zuma dunking on it. Do you see the
What's Zuma historian?
Yeah, did you see the drama today about Homeland? How,
was that the like the gay cancellation thingamajig or whatever? I think I sort of skim read that.
Yeah, the gay guy was like, I can't believe this party of neo-Nazis don't like gay people. And everyone was like, what the hell are you talking about? I know.
It's a sort of gayer and more cringeworthy version of the sort of Hitler versus Rom split.
It certainly doesn't matter as much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not. I am not going to get my. I'm not going to get my. I am not going to get my submarine stuck. That is not happening. I can find it around the big lava dragon area. I don't know where that is, but I assume it's further down in that cave, which is why I need a better depth module. I've got to find a better way in and out of this cave. This cannot be the only way. Well, I know it's not the only way, but it is the easiest. Well, not. It's not even the easiest. It's the quickest I know of. And it did nearly get me killed last time. Right. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna have to go back to the Aurora. Dan liked Homeland as well. I wonder if that's why he got kicked out of Reform. He got kicked out of Reform ages ago. I can't even remember what he did.
What, low?
No. No, Dan. From Lowest Eaters.
Oh, right.
I can't remember why he got kicked out, but I know it was one of those. It's so funny. Everyone has a go at like hope not hate, because obviously they are full of communists, but they never really accept that a lot of what their research is just looking at like articles that have been going through this sort of thing anyway. They cite like the Daily Record or the Guardian sometimes, things like that, and like a lot of the time they'll actually quote something, and sometimes it will actually be bad. And I don't know what it is. It's just, oh, if Hope Not Hate said it, it can't be true. It's like, well, they smear people. I understand that, but this guy also did say Hitler was good. It's kind of what my argument is. It's like when they doxed Morgoth the other day. It's like, you know, Morgoth has actually said that he's a proud fascist and stuff like that. That's not a good thing. But, you know.
Here's why fascism is a good thing.
Yeah.
By Bo or Dan or whatever.
Well, I don't think they've ever been that explicit, but at the same time,
give it time.
Well, quite. Right, what else can you find me? Don't need.
I mean, I visited Zen, stayed over at his place a weekend before last, and so we watched a couple of Lotus Seeders episodes.
How did that?
Well, I mean, one of them was like on Bonnie Blue, and was a bit, you know, wasn't like terrible, it was just a bit, you know, eye-rolling at points. Another one was like about, they were playing a game in the studio, like, I think it was by James O'Brien, whatever.
Yeah.
That was at least somewhat funny, because they weren't constantly being doomerish or having to do actual serious research work.
I've heard I always hear the less political stuff they do better. It's kind of, I'm kind of interested in the they've done like a little documentary thing. I'd be kind of interested to watch that, but I just don't know if Carl's absolutely moronic post-liberalism is going to take over. You're going to live stream the 2026 locals just for a laugh at Labour some more. Honestly, seeing them get trounced is good stuff. I did do a very long stream for the general. Don't know if I'll do it for the locals. I might do it for the Welsh and Scottish though. They can be funny. Locals, it's a lot of effort is the problem. Plus, when you wake up in the morning, and I remember I don't know how you felt, but when I woke up that morning and it's like Reform 600 odd councillors, we won Runcorn by the way, I was like, I don't know, waking up to it was just so good. And the problem is as well, if I do a whole night thing, I have to take the next day off work, and obviously I'm limited with how many times I can do that.
Yeah.
No, it has not.
I think I didn't stay up for the entire night, but I think I did for like until 3 or 4 a.m. ish.
Yeah. Were you?
So I don't know. I think.
Were you in the for the locals?
Yeah, for locals.
Yeah.
Because I think it was looking good early on. I don't know if I can't remember if I stayed up for like the Runcorn result or I sort of went to sleep a bit and then went up to like the results being finalised. But
yeah, I went to sleep when they said there's 4 in it. Labour have won. They're doing a recount. I'm like, already that's like a massive win. Even if Labour win that by-election, that is a massive win. Just getting it that close. And then obviously, I woke up, it recounted, and we won by 6, and I was like, oh. I unironically, I directly could have caused that because I went a couple of times leafleting. I'm being told to go to lava. I'll go.
Is the key to all this, to quote George Lucas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to the lava area after I've gone back to the Aurora to scan stuff for like the drill and things. It's quite clearly I was supposed to do that. So I've not done a very good job of exploring this game, as it turns out. It's not ideal. Oh, I'm barely damaged. Yeah, I mean, it has been quite funny since the whole Low situation, just how mental a lot of varieties have gone. Not just Lotus Munchers, but obviously Tharium's our own personal one, but he's just funny to say the mick out of. But a lot of people have gone pro-Tory, weirdly. Obviously it's on the what's the word? On the condition that Low's in charge. I don't know why people would even bother with entertaining that idea.
Well, regardless of whether Low is a good person or not for the job, you have this whole, all the other MPs. You have CCHQ, you have the whole bureaucracy. You even have your councillors and so forth, and the voters to a certain extent. They're just not kind of geared towards this sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know, we've got radical rightism. Probably has to be a better term.
I'm tempted to call it normieism.
Well, a little bit of a
I am tempted.
Are you talking about like?
I'm just talking about
like reforms.
Just. Oh yeah, reforms normieism. Yeah. I mean, Gemrick's.
I guess I was more referring to like the homosexuals. But,
oh yeah, no. Well, Dork rightism will cover them. I mean, it's got AA. It's got AA tempted to return to the Tories, Mr. Zero Seats. Like, how am I supposed to take these people serious?
I guess I was also thinking beyond like the dork rights, the people who are not actually dorks, but they still like write for GQs or whatever. To a certain extent, Pimlico Journal, they sort of say, the Britain of tomorrow that the Zoomers will create will be like building massive water towers out of the ruins of Pondbury, that sort of stuff. That was in a recent article.
I'm very skeptical. Not skeptical. I'm worried about all the Zuma rightism. Really, a lot of it seems to be. Oh, what's the? I don't like. I like J'accuse. I don't mind. Pim. Well, no, I like Pimlico as well. It's just I find their politics hard to pin down sometimes because, like with the whole. Didn't J'accuse do an article? Sure, but didn't J'accuse the other day defend the whole integration thing with Kevin Badenoch? I didn't manage to read the whole thing, so it's paywalled, but.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I'm not a subscriber.
It's all so confusing to me. Because just half the time I don't know what these people want.
Funny enough, they had a recent email that was like, "This is the required reading, a comprehensive index."
Yeah, I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny as J'accuse. I'm not reading all
that. Not reading all that.
Yeah, but
mucho texto.
A lot of their politics, I think, are largely in line with mine. I just can't help the feeling that it's what's the word? I don't know.
Off their rails a bit.
It's not quite that. Well,
they feel compelled to sort of act as if they're off the rails.
Yeah, well, they are a bit. It's a bit like how they're so. I think what put me off everyone was how hysterical the whole low thing got. Because I've never seen anything like that. And what's worrying me is how knee-jerky a lot of them are. And I don't think that's necessarily a good way forward. Or for anyone, really. So I could get magnetite from here, excuse me. So yeah, I'm a little skeptical about how deep these thinkers are, or whether they whether they do the whole elephant and rider thing. Like, how much of what they're saying is actually their rider, and how much they're just them trying to justify their elephant.
I'm not sure. I'm not specifically sure that metaphor. I've not.
Jonathan Haidt.
Is it like the Motte and Bailey, or am I just?
No. It's basically how human psychology works. So you know how effectively people act first, think later.
Yeah, it's the System 1, System 2 thinking.
Yeah, so
the other guy said.
Yeah, so Jonathan Haidt in The Righteous Mind explains effectively why politics drives everyone apart is because they'll have an emotional response thing first, and then they'll try and justify it with, and that's the rider. So the emotional response is a justify it later, which is like the rational brain. So the elephant's your emotional response, because it's unpredictable, it's massive, and it's kind of the thing that matters. And then the rider has some control over the elephant, but barely any, but it will try and justify why it's done what it's done. So I don't know how many people on the right are effectively just trying to justify their elephant, when that's not necessarily the good thing to do. I do try and do the opposite, but I'm human. It's my response.
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely onto something there. Funny enough, I think I was having a similar thought earlier today about, I guess the sort of, what would the specific wording be? But like, yeah, it was along those lines. Of, I guess it's like vibes-based analysis. You've talked about it before.
Yeah.
And I think on the right, it is a kind of, but also with other groups, the way this vibes-based analysis works is, you sort of see it's not really about facts and evidence and so forth. Sometimes that will be used, but it's more vague abstractions.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
Tharium's really.
You go first. I'll formulate my response.
Well, I mean, you keep thinking. I'll just answer this question. One, my base is big. Thank you very much. But also, who's my favourite YouTuber? You know what? I think I'd actually struggle to answer that question now. For 10 years, probably, I'd say instantly Sargon of Akkad. I can't say that anymore. I think he's an idiot. So, it's probably actually one of the gaming YouTubers. It's probably City Planner Plays. I really like the way he does his playthroughs.
Shit, yeah, Yeah, I also watch him. Not like super regularly, but.
Oh, I went off him for a bit because I wasn't usually into modded playthroughs, but since getting into modded playthroughs, I'm like, oh, he's actually really good.
Yeah, I'd have City Skylines 2 if I wasn't broke and also didn't have a shit like over a decade old system.
Should have City Skylines 1.
I do, yeah.
You can just play that. It's still good.
Oh yeah, I still play it. It is still good, and I have some mods that still work.
I like Jack Skepticite. I've not seen him in ages. One person I have ended up watching again is Markiplier because the new Five Nights at Freddy came out, and I'm like, oh, I remember being 16. So that's always one. He's quite good. But yeah, I've said it a lot recently, but it's actually more. I have found to get my politics fix, I watch pretty much everything the Spectator puts out. I've been watching a lot of Times Radio and Times Radio Politics. Basically anything with Hugo Rifkind, I avoid. He's an idiot. Some of their other hosts are all right though, but they'll get like Andrew Neil on quite regularly. They'll get a few right wingers. I was about to say Fraser Nelson, right winger. Listen, Fraser Nelson is just stupid on immigration, but he is right wing on a lot of other things. How the hell do I get in here? I can't remember. And what's the other thing I watched?
That's the neat part. You don't.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. And what's the third one I typically look at? There's a third one that I can't remember. Spectator, Times Radio. Oh, GB News. Yeah. Unironically, when I'm working, I just stick on GB News in the background. Now, I used to put on Load Seers like 2 years ago. I've not done it in about 2 years, and then I'd try and move on to other things. But honestly, alternative media has turned beyond stupid. I cannot watch alternative right-wing media anymore. My brain doesn't let me.
My parents have GB News on in the background.
It's shockingly good. Like, I'm surprised, especially like Martin Daubeney's good. Tom Harwood's mostly good. Who else do they have? Emily Carver's better than him, by the way. Yeah, it's just,
is she a real queen?
Yes, Patrick Christie's actually her husband. He's good as well. Matt Goodwin's on it, obviously. He's basically just shilling reform all the time. Can't complain about that. It's got a load of hosts that I like, and it's moved like kind of to the right, but not dork right, which is exactly what I want, because I want more right. I want it more right than it used to be, but not dork right, like Neil Oliver and things like that.
But yeah, right, but not retarded.
Yeah. So and Rupert Lowe's even on it sometimes, and that's where mostly I'll watch him, and he's fine. I've said it for a while. I don't have any issue with his politics. I have an issue with the fact that he just cannot. He has terrible political instincts and cannot work in a team. Everything's fair. Well, power cell. Oh dear. No signal there. I assume the drills are around here.
You driller.
Oh no.
I was going to say, in regards to the vibes-based politics point earlier, it was actually because of another J'accuse article that came out today about reviewing Shifty by Adam Curtis. And so basically, just in one paragraph, it sort of says, "What are we to make of Thatcherism? Did it destroy Britain's industrial base? Yes. And then, was not the democracy of trade unionism in the 60s to 80s equally to blame?
Yes.
Probably."
It's like yeah, kind of. The thing is, it says Camilla always says on Twitter, Thatcher gets blamed for a lot. Most of the problems of Thatcherism actually came in under Blairism, which was obviously completely bastardising it. So I can't take people seriously when they go on about Thatcherism, especially the SDP lot. The oh god, the SDP lot are so funny. a lot of the SDP have effectively called me gay because I think the concept of a black Englishman exists. And then one of them today was saying, like, Douglas Carswell put out some quite mental policy suggestions where effectively anyone who's on the terror watch list has their citizenship revoked, even if it makes them stateless. It's like international law doesn't exist, fine, but you obviously cannot do that. That just won't work out. Which
I suppose they could. I mean, even the Conservatives were already sort of talking about, you know, citizenship is a privilege, not a right.
Sure,
So,
but it's
too far off.
sure, but it's the thing of like, where do you deport them to? Shemima Begum's case was quite unique in that she was already out of the country, and you know she only wanted to return for obviously nefarious reasons. But I mean, we're right not to give it back, obviously. And if she is to come back, stick her in jail forever. Have I been lied to by Tay, by the way? Where the hell is this drill?
I don't know.
But anyway, either way, if you're going to criticise it on those grounds where it's like it would just cause chaos, like where do you deport them to and things like that. It's not what SDP lot did. They said, oh, don't do anything because this could be used against the natives. As if we haven't suffered at the arm of the state for, 10 years. Well, no, 30 years, really, if you want to go all the way back to Blair. Like, you got the Human Rights Act, you got the ECHR, you got loads of stuff that they have used against us. And it's like, oh, don't do anything bad against, like, people on the terrorist watch list. It's like, you crazy? What do you mean? It's this thing with Farage as well. There's things to criticise him for. Nobody ever criticises him for the right thing, though. Farage isn't going on about migrants enough. So I think he is. I think you need to calm down, man.
Farage is so cucked that in 2022, in the year of our Lord, he was talking about demographic replacement of the ethnic kind.
Mm-hmm. It was very funny when, was it you who found that? It's like the old clip of him talking about.
Oh, I don't think I found it, but I just commented.
Yeah.
I made the sort of joke.
Yeah, and right, like he he was talking about it for ages, saying the rate of change is ridiculous. Can't have this. It's not sustainable. There'll be millions over, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, he's not serious in immigration. Idiots. I can't handle it. There was no drill arm there, by the way. I think I've been lied to by Tay. I don't know where else the drill arm would be, which is very irritating. Actually, if I have... Go for that. Let's try the original base. Anyway, I'll let back
to be fair, I am wondering about this deportation of people on the terror watch list. I am wondering if it even is a good idea to like send people who you might think are capable of terrorism away from your jurisdiction and into some foreign land where they might actually be treated favourably. Obviously, there are problems in our prisons with radicalisation and clannish networks, but would it be better to keep these people in like solitary confinement or something, some sort of hole in the grounds like in ancient Rome where they can't escape from, and like connect up with people?
Yeah, I get that. Again, that would be a sensible criticism. It's not what was said. The problem was, oh, anything you do with the state can be used against you. And it's like, okay, but it's already being used against us. That's really bad.
Which is like, I guess, fair enough, but like anything can be used against us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just obviously an absurd argument. And I don't know why they made it. Well, I do know why they made it. It's because the guy who made it's a classical... He's like a libertarian. But it's like, why is he going against his libertarianness? It's like, I'm not being funny. Libertarians are fine with deporting people on the terror watch list. He did also make the point as well.
Physical removal.
Yeah, exactly.
Some might say.
I mean, Douglas Carswell also made the point of, obviously be careful with it. Someone on watch list does not mean they're guilty, so actually investigate it properly. If they've had links with IS, say, get rid of them. Like, yeah, fine with me. I didn't need to do that. I needed one. Oh, So yeah, just that big thread that Gamma Needs to Worship did a while ago
Welcome aboard.
about
No, I'm not quite
You-
sure. I mean, I've seen a couple of tweets from them, but
You'll know this one. It's the one where it started off with it's the one where he basically goes through a list of Dorkrite archetypes, and it's like starts off with Peter Hitchens, just the contrarian, and there's
oh yes, I remember.
then there's like the neo-Nazis and what have you. There was one that was George Galloway, which was like Trojan socialists, where it's like they act like nationalists, but really they just end up being really communistic, and you need to get them out when you can. That was that was one of his this guy I'm talking about. I think it's called Collingwood or something. Yeah, that's an example of that. Right, I do actually. Oh, I do have enough for the jetpack. Coolsies. I need 3 titanium and a lithium. I don't think I have any titanium. Show me potato salad. Really? There's no metal salvage? Alright, fragments it is. Goodness me. I am hot. That's where I found the grapple. Was it? I could not see anything to scan it there. Maybe it's just a me. No, what am I doing? I need you. I need 3, I need 2. Got the lithium. Right, I just need 3 more titanium. There we go. I also need it to be daytime. I also really need food. I have so much salt. It's eating time, fishies. Easy. Oh well. Well, I'm sure it'll be elsewhere. Well, fragment. Oh no, I wanted the bed. This game. Oh, I've got a Dr. Pepper.
Would make Zen proud.
Oh, that's good. I'm better be proud. Good that is Storm. What, is Zen a Dr. Pepper enjoyer?
Yeah, that's like his literal biggest shtick. Aside from like buff women.
Yes, I'm
or
sorry.
buff women.
Ash isn't the happy
Are
artist.
you being longhoused, Mr.
I'm being longhoused because, to be fair, I did steal a bit of Tash's Dr. Pepper and I did have my own can. I got very late.
Bruh.
I'm gonna get chastised and I'll do it. Oh well. No way is that the only fragment. Do I have the range thing on? I do. I have 4 scanner room range upgrades and I can only find 1. Are you kidding me? Just give me titanium then. Goodness me. And there's more Dr. Pepper in his system than blood. I can understand that.
This is very true. I mean, it's what he drinks instead of water. It's funny.
That is not good. Probably, I don't know.
Well, no, but hey ho. That's what being a northeast chav or chav adjacent person is like.
The last thing he is a chav. What do you mean?
Well, that's why I said chav adjacent. But, you know,
I don't even think chav adjacent is remotely close to what he is.
You may deny it, but well, you know.
Well, he might be a
I
chav
see.
compared to you, but he is not.
Yes,
he doesn't
Giga
even
Chad.
go outside.
Giga Chad.
The man doesn't even go outside. Like, what do you mean? Oh my god.
Well, he does go outside. Actually, we went out to a park. So
You didn't go to a
fact
pub.
checked, Haryan.
Why didn't you take him to a pub?
Well, actually, I did go into a pub, but he was Well, that was to go to the toilet, but he was just like, as usual.
What's his problem with pubs?
He's gay.
Understandable, have a nice day. I'm actually just going to have to do limestone chunks, this is ridiculous. How is there nothing round me? Apparently that crime guy's saying he's not adjacent. I assume.
I know, shocking. Well, he's in a, as all the experts trademark have concluded, he is in a council house, and, well, he's violent adjacent, so there you go. Get wrecked.
Well, that's me told. It's a big island. God damn it, I didn't even want copper. I think I've just exhausted everything that's around here. I might have to go back to my old base. I have magnetite and copper, I'll be quite happy. Magnetite. Oh, I do have copper as well, there you go. I'm more chav than Dems, there you go. I know you are. Chav always feel... Is chav like a southern thing? Where's Scally? I used to call them Scallies, not chavs.
All systems online.
Which I think is fair.
Well, from what I'm seeing, Scally is like northwestern English, especially.
Well, there you go. Well, that's my neck of the woods then, isn't it? How am I actually struggling to find titanium in this game? Doesn't make any sense. Did you just have metal salvage? You just have metal salvage, sir? No. Oh god.
Well, obviously, I'm just being harsh on Dens, you know, as a mate has to be.
Well,
Brilliant, but you know, Chav is defined as working class youth, especially one associated with aggression, poor education, and a perceived common taste in clothing and lifestyle.
Chavs get their hair cut. That is why I have to say that. I called my sea moth Sally. I called mine the testicle. Oh, I can get some fragments. Titanium. I can finally make the prawn suit. Prawn suit jetpack. That's ideal. Oh yeah, I remember looking. I have been to this one. Being harsh on Dens is natural as breathing.
So true.
I've seen people that you could consider it being too harsh on Dens.
Impossible.
I wouldn't say it was too harsh. So at least I get a jetpack upgrade, but I really need this drill arm, but I don't know where I can find it. So it might just be a case of randomly looking around elsewhere. Chavs are seeing scruffy C words in the northeast. Shakespeare has nothing on these words. True. Right, let's get to the moon pool. Oh, I can make torpedoes. Full reinforcement, energy efficiency. Think you've got the car outside. Still need kyanite, which I don't have. Made the depth module. Yeah. I just need that. I literally just need the drill arm. It's annoying. Got the Cyclops sap because of how slow it is. I call mine the deep in your mum.
All systems online.
Right, some upgrades. There we go. Right, let's see how far it can fly then. That is slightly stronger. Oh, that's so much better. There you go. Oh. very hot again. This is very annoying. Oh, I closed my window. That's why. I always do that, and then I always regret it. Gotta start remembering that. Honestly,
What a bumbler.
honestly, I keep saying it, and I'm gonna say it again. Anyone who is against dimming the sun needs to do one. I'm not having this.
No
we
comment.
need to dim the sun. I don't care if that makes me cringe. I don't care if that makes me look weak. I am fed up of the sun.
And feeble.
Weak. Feeble. Quite.
Well, I think the problem is just more houses in this country. That's the problem, because they're built to just trap heat.
It's not
Very insulated.
It's not
poor airflow through them. Sorry.
It's not just that. We're also just not allowed to have AC.
Well, yeah, that's the big thing, obviously. But
Migrant simulator. How is this migrant simulator? Is that because I'm in the ocean? Going island
yes,
to
you're
island.
traveling to new lands.
New builds are awful. I'm gonna once again simp for the new builds. I don't think they're that bad, and I think obviously they can be vastly improved. You know, but I don't think they need that much changing to them to make that improvement. If you know what I mean. I don't think they're like dire and the worst thing ever. But there's a lot of people who do, and they are entitled to their wrong opinion. I'm never actually sure when I made it to the edge of the map. This place is of low biodiversity. There's a few fragments here. Wow, I can come here for titanium whenever I want. Oh god, I'm gonna crash. Yeah, I'm not gonna NPC and say new builds are bad full stop, you know. There's some good ones. There's some good ones. Don't die. I'll do what I want. Yeah, I've got a horrible feeling.
Well, I think we're talking
Go on.
into abstract of terms when it comes to new builds. It's like, well, you know, do we have examples of what kind of new builds we're talking about?
I've definitely made the edge of the map there. I was told not to die, and I'm not going to. Not today. Yeah, I'm never actually sure what people mean by new build. Well, no, I do know what people mean by new builds, but especially when I went leafleting for Reform, I went through a few new build estates. They're just full of people that are happier than us. Just everyone in a new build is happier than everyone on Twitter. I guarantee you.
Were they dinos by any chance?
No, they weren't even that dino. They were not that dino, but a few of them obviously were.
Fair
but
enough.
they weren't that
So
dino.
just normies then.
It was very funny. There's someone on TikTok who is like you could easily describe as quite dino, but then it turns out he's got an absolutely massive Star Wars lightsaber collection and is a massive nerd. And I'm like, yeah, a lot of people are probably actually like that too. I think my absolute favourite picture of a dino is a dino and his girlfriend or wife at the top of the stairs of an obvious new build home, and the picture on the wall next to them is like a black and white picture of Thomas Shelby. Just Cillian Murphy is Thomas Shelby. It's just, I don't know, it's just so perfect.
What the Sigma?
What the Sigma? Yeah, I am being chased. That is not good.
Chased by Dev? Question mark.
Being told by Jeg it's not a very high bar, I assume he means it's not a high bar
Being
to be happier than
right?
Thork Righties. Yeah. True, but I did not realise that the Aurora was like the edge of the map. Oh, hello, Reaper.
Reaper?
Yeah, that
Oh,
thing.
man.
that a reference? I feel that's a reference I didn't get.
Captain Sparkles is a parody of. Was it the original song? Usher, yeah, something like that.
It's my best friend, the Reaper. This is not my best friend. These people are pricks. Still. But yeah, there you go. I did not know that that would be the edge of the map, but it is. So there you go. You learn something new every day, fellas. Every day is a school day. I've still got these Reapers on me. I do not want to use my creature decoy again. Don't want to do it. Oh, that's good. They do not like me. I've got 2 of them on me. That is not... I'm being diddled. I don't like being diddled. Yeah, that's it. Turn around. Freak. Oh, on the bright side, tomorrow's video is going to be quite easy. I am literally just covering the fact that the establishment is still really stupid in that they keep, like idiots, defending DEI. You know that HR manager who was head of that Bryce Norton RAF base?
No.
You know the Bryce Norton RAF base, it got broken into by Palestine Action.
I did hear that. I didn't look too close into the details.
Well, basically, the commander of the base was a woman, which isn't the problem, obviously. The problem is that a lot of her CV was basically in the HR department of the RAF, and now that millions of pounds worth of damage have been done to a couple of planes and they've broken it out, and that obviously shouldn't happen. Richard Tice pointed out that she was basically a HR manager. Are you kidding me? And then guess what Angela Rayner said in the comments about this?
Oh dear, I don't even want to guess. I think we all know.
She unironically said that effectively saying she's just a HR manager is worse. Are you kidding me? I should not have done that. But saying she's a HR manager is worse. Oh my god, I nearly died. Is worse than the damage that was done.
Oh, thank you, Deputy Prime Minister. Very cool.
Isn't it just?
Well, obviously because it's like a political crime to insult the HR policy. So, equipment can be replaced. The honour of, her honour of the HRocracy cannot be replaced too easily.
You will not make fun of women in HR.
So true. Didn't some other MP who was part of the military, female one, take the time to criticise those, saying she's a woman? It's all bad, disgusting.
Wait, what?
I think I saw something like that.
I'm not sure. Use the decoy. I don't want to waste decoys. It'll go away. See, he went away. Wait, what were you saying there?
Oh, I think of some female MP who had served in the military.
Oh yeah, she was
criticised the response.
Oh yeah. She even, quote unquote, broke her Twitter silence to have a go at him.
Oh yes, that was it.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Shut up.
The woke got put away according to Jake. Jack. Well, I think it was absolutely ridiculous to say that as early as people like AA and Jack did.
Oh yeah.
But the same thing will happen with AA. It's obvious it won't be put away, especially with that guy who's just won the primaries in New York. He's probably going to win.
Yeah.
That mayoral election, and there won't be any concession. You what?
Mm.
He dropped.
Oh yeah, even Trump, like, he put out Truth social thing. I think he said, like, I know we've dealt with like radical leftists, but this is getting ridiculous now, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like he's acknowledging complete commie. They're not going away. This is all terrible and bad. So Trump having better political instincts than the dork right once again.
Yeah. Like, I think it was quite funny. I know some councillors, reform councillors, and apparently there was quite a bit of a backlash against the changes to the flag policy from Tories. And I'm just like, this is still going on, people. We're nowhere near over yet.
Yeah. I think, woke being put away is one of those phrases which you just know that it's sort of vaguely defined enough that, especially like Jack will sort of say, if you sort of corner them on it, they'll be like, it didn't mean like woke would disappear forever. It just meant the people in charge now of the hierarchy are combating woke. It's like, that's not what the phrase means. Come on, like,
it's also
when you
just
have a phrase
not
that's so
happening.
definitive in its phrasing, it's meant to imply,
Yeah.
oh, this thing is going away forever. It's being vanquished.
Yeah.
Like when you sort of say Napoleon, put the Holy Roman Empire away, that means he dissolved it. Not he attacked it and like killed some people.
It's
and
like
left the battlefield.
if all it meant was, some things like Amazon, which would push wokery, won't be doing that anymore. Fine. Like, okay, I guess they're putting the woke away, but if it's only factions of the damn thing, it's not like what you're implying, which has always been our problem.
Yeah.
We've always had a problem with the way Jack phrases things, and then he gets annoyed when we always misunderstand it, and then it's our fault.
Yeah.
So, but it's what makes him funny.
Well, yeah, it's a classic
there's-
autism symptom.
Well, oh, that's within the end game KOSC. I see.
Seek fluid intake.
What if I don't want to seek fluid intake?
Vital signs stabilizing.
Then you'll die.
What if I want to die?
Well, okay. I mean, you have to follow the procedures of the Assisted Dying Act, so
Bill.
make sure you follow those.
It's a bill for now. It's not been made an act yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's not had royal ascendance.
Yeah, because it's but yeah, the House of Lords, they're going to review it and stop it. Yeah.
Nah, it's not happening, mate.
Nothing ever happens.
I just get EMP'd.
Who's attacking you now?
A little squid thing.
The Russians?
Nah. Luckily, it is
The
not
Russian
so-
squid. Speaking of killing yourself, I will get alcohol, the devil's juice.
Well, that's base, dude. Gotta be some cool things around here. Oh, that's a bad sign. Gel sacks. Creature egg, no. But I won't say no to a gel sack. Suppose all I can really do is keep looking at the God, that's not. Suppose all I can do is go to the lava area. I really want that drill, but I don't know where to get the drill. Because I can't find it on the Aurora. Which is really annoying. And I'm back at the... Oh god, go away. I'm back at the Desi site. The Ghazi. Which isn't actually that helpful. Cloak is still here, unfortunately. Doran and Darlington NHS Trust set out pride calendars to members of staff. Funded by the taxpayer. Apparently they had a duty to do this in their press release. That might actually be true, depending on what effectively NHS England have said. But it was quite funny. There was a... So I watched Times Radio. They had Kent County Council's leader on, and she was effectively just saying, if woke is being put away, we are going to be the ones to do it, because everyone's up in arms about, the flag policy, for example. At the end of the day, we're British and in Kent, so obviously they're the only flags we should really be flying. I don't really have an issue with foreign. I don't really have an issue with the Ukrainian flag when the war started. I didn't really have an issue with that, but obviously I can see why people want to be a bit. What's the word? You know, I can't think of the word for some reason.
More nationalistic, more patriotic.
Yeah, but I mean like Puritan. But I don't quite mean Puritan. So, you know, people want to be like
more insistent on having standards of which flag you're going to fly.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Doesn't really matter.
Who is the leader of Kent County Council now, and like where are they from?
Well, they're from Kent.
Well, yeah, I mean from in Kent. That's what I mean.
I don't know. I have no idea. Can't remember her name. It was Lydia something. I can't remember. I literally just followed her on Twitter today because of how funny she was on the Times. But you know, it's quite funny. I've been watching quite a bit of like GB News' online only content as well, and all I can think is, this is what Carl said the Lotus Eaters would be, and it's not.
Carl gone L.
Yeah. Oh, there's a big piece of bone here. You have to bring a fire extinguisher to the Aurora. I thought I had a fire. I thought I did all the fire extinguishing. Whatever. I doubt that's the only
leader is Lyndon Karen.
Yeah, that sounds right. Honestly, if you...
And chairman's Palmer.
I don't think her name's on the Times Radio, like even in the description. I think it just says... So I think they interviewed someone before her, Steve Swindon, something like that. It's from today anyway. If you give it a watch, I put it on my Twitter, then I certainly recommend it. So, there you go. That is my advice to you today. I'm finding a lot of crystalline sulfur, and I'm very happy with that result. See why Zen said I needed a prawn suit. You're telling me a prawn made this suit? I also really need food. Okay, I'll head back to the deep in your mum. Jarrett won't put the woke away if it's endorsed by Cameron. That's another thing I've not seen anyone in like the Lotus Eaters talk about. How Gemrick's like effectively being coached by Cameron. That should be setting off alarm bells. But no,
is he being coached by Cameron like specifically? Are there sort of?
From what I understand, from what I understand, they're pretty much meeting like twice a week or something like that. It's quite regular.
Spoopy.
Yeah, but as I say, nobody on the Dork right seems to be paying attention to that. Love him. Did you see the?
I feel like there would be still something that, for example, if there wasn't a reform alternative, especially, then, you know, you had to work through the Tories whether someone would, even if they were 100% sincere and based, would probably want to do that. Because if you, again, like, sort of don't work in the team and just piss off and alienate the
everyone,
like, grandees of the wet side, then you're not really going to get anywhere.
Yeah, but
still, it's also a bad look.
Yeah, it's
Mr. LeBased person. You're meeting with the
Mr.
first
LeBased
PM
first.
of a long series of failures, Tory failures, and it's not looking good.
Well, exactly, but as I say, they don't pay attention, they don't research, they just... It's all vibes based, that's all that matters to them. Which, you know, that's fine, but there's a reason I've literally moved over to basically normie TV, because it does a better job of helping me understand the world than they do. And that's humiliating, given the whole point of why they set it up. It's funny.
Sad.
What? I'm being asked what I called my Cyclops. I called it the deep in your mum. Hang on, you need to see it in all its glory. Deep in your mum.
Nice.
Yeah. Even though Durham has layers of woke to it due to the city, it's a start when present homes and multiple occupants applications go through Cero have been terminated via Darren Grimes, who's on the council. Yeah. That's basically been an order to all councillors in Reform. Just, you will not allow Cero to have contracts because they make us pay absolutely loads, and it's just basically a service for illegal immigrants, which we'll do everything in our power to prevent, which I'm totally for. Again, is this something that Carl and his band of merry men are talking about? Of course not, because all they care about is Twitter vibes. But yeah, there was like an England.
I mean, Lohi replied with a picture of himself as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That is true. That is based on Red Pill. I think I said the other day there's something spiritually wrong about what's it called? AA. Like using like Rebel GIF, like Star Wars Rebel GIFs on Twitter, because obviously he's so against the rebellion. But nobody seemed to get that.
It's almost as if he has no principles.
Do you reckon? I think you're being a bit harsh.
Well, it's like sort of, bit of a kind of mixed bag when you're sort of quote unquote intelligent, where you do have principles, but you cope hard when you sort of deviate from them. Or maybe I'm just overthinking it, and he's just posting.
Oh, he's probably not thinking about it that deeply. The reason he'll have done it is because it's now a meme with that lot, where because Morgoth started it with the whole cause he posted like help us Obi-Wan Kenobi, your only hope, like at Rupert Lowe, and obviously he replies with the Broogaloo thing. That is not the original Master Brew, by the way. I've had it confirmed. Obviously it's not the original Master Brew.
Oh yeah, because Master Brew, I think, does he contribute to Jakku's? I've heard the name, but I'm not too familiar.
Well, he did all those old videos of what was it called? Stuff like what the frick is this? He'd use like the grandstand theme while like having things of Michael Gove, like clips of Michael Gove doing stuff, or Nigel Farage doing stuff, or a million-year-old armoured carnivore. Nice. He did a couple of Dresden ones as well. I posted quite a few of his videos the other day when, usually if everyone's going on a massive, like, if the Dork Writer being quite active on Twitter, say, I'll post, like, he did quite a good one called Nigel Farage versus Dafties, which was Nigel Farage giving an interview during 2019 when Batten let Dan Killard, Paul Joseph Watson and Carl join the party, and from there obviously they went basically just full on anti-Islam, and what's it called? Farage was like, yeah, we obviously shouldn't be doing that. Why would we be doing that? So I hope they move away from that quite quickly. Oh, seriously? Ooh. Do I have a beacon on me?
No, but that's cucked. That's cucking. No.
No, that's a hecking cuckarino. What you doing? Yeah. Well, they were kind of saying that at the time, and that's why a lot of people, seems like even what's it called, Dominic Cummings included, were like, oh, he just wants to be part of the mainstream. Which, well, if you're trying to be part of the mainstream, what Farage has been doing for the past like 10 years is the opposite of what you do. He kept having a go at them. Oh.
Yeah, I mean.
So it's just total nonsense, but either way.
I don't even get what like being part of the mainstream means. Like, I don't understand. Like, surely,
like part of the dinner party.
Like, invited to clubs or something and private dinners, like, why wouldn't you just want to imagine doing that, but with the based friends instead? Like, I don't understand. Yeah,
well, that's it, because he's still got his based friends, but none of which are part of the mainstream. Like, there was the odd picture of him at with like Liz Truss or Priti Patel or Suella Braverman, like that side of the Tory party. And there were people going nuts saying, like, oh my god, look, he's trying to be part of the Tories now. And it's like, these are the people that most Tory MPs do not like. What are you talking about? We'd be sensible again, please.
Yeah, I still remember even on the Tory side back in like mid-2024, it was like Priti Patel saying, I have been personal friends with Farage, but there was a sort of angle of like, professionally speaking, politically speaking, we have to obviously recognise he's a threat. We won't accommodate him, that sort of thing. We won't make a deal.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know. Strategically, he's been looking quite bad. That was a bad move.
The thing is, they did.
I predicted that.
Well, that's the thing. They did make a deal with him, and then they betrayed him, and everyone feels that way. That's why everyone's moving to Reform. There was also...
I wasn't talking about 2019. I was talking about 2024.
Oh yeah. They can't. The problem is they can't make a deal with them. They actually, literally, cannot make a deal with Farage. If they do that, they lose 80% of their party to the Lib Dems. Like, they are literally stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it's really funny.
I think it wouldn't be that bad, although you would have some bleed over, just because I think
80% is ridiculous.
Tory voters are like still they're somewhat like okay-ish with some sort of pact with Reform. That's on both sides. You would still get a significant minority of Tories leaving. I'm
frankly just of the opinion that I reckon the Tory party is going to disintegrate in the next 3 years or so. I don't see how they recover. I just do not see how they recover.
I mean, it's not, not an unrealistic possibility.
Well, I've been thinking about this. Even if Gemrick managed to become leader, would the Tories be doing much better than they are now?
Perhaps slightly better, but not like massively.
I don't. They might. It might have slowed down the acceleration of Reform, maybe, but I can't help but think a lot of people on the internet have over-egged Gemrick's actual skills as a leader. He's pretty untested there, so it's hard to say. But one thing I do know is to be a decent political leader, you've got to be a very good orator. He very much lacks that skill, from what I can tell.
He's not the worst, but he's also not. But I'd say probably Trump's better in terms of style, grabbing people's attentions. Well, obviously Trump's really good at that. I just mean more so in the sense of like not the content of the messages, but more like the character, that makes sense. So not necessarily just grabbing attention, but also like delivering it in a compelling way, delivering what you say in an exciting, interesting way. Trump is just more exciting, even when you account for the fact that like he says dumb things and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, another reason Farage is obviously one of the best, but I was just thinking as well, because I listened to Radio 4 to and from my horses, and James Cleverly was on a comedy show, like it's like a political panel comedy show. Like they were making a bit of fun of him about Warhammer and things like that, but I was just listening to him making good jokes that was actually getting the audience to, like, I've never really, apart from Farage maybe, I've never heard an audience laugh like that. And I was just thinking, oh, this man actually has the skill to hold a crowd, maybe bring a team together. What is that?
Well, there was a lot of chatter among the Tories about Cleverly being surprisingly good, being very personable. I heard a lot of that.
Think they'd be
That's
right.
why I think he was a strong sort of contender. Because he's, there's a kind of slight Boris energy to him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, they were friends, still are, so...
Oh yeah, almost definitely. He, I think they missed it. I think he should have been leader rather than Kemi if they wanted a chance. I reckon even better than he'd be even better than Gemrick.
Probably, but I think in all three cases there wouldn't have been a massive difference in terms of outcome.
Kemi's definitely the worst, but yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of these sort of trends happening to the Tories. It's sort of macro factors. It's not as if, you know, most reform voters, as in Tories who left for reform after 2024, would be like, oh, but actually, I really love James Cleverly. And, you know, it's that sort of thing.
Well,
like, yeah, I think a few points would be shaved off here and there, but
the only
I think the Tories would still be third, regardless of who was leader.
Yeah, the only people I'm really seeing like love Gemrick are people that aren't big fans of reform anyway. The person I know, like, I like Gemrick and what he's doing. I'm just
I like Gemrick, but to sort of hope for the best, expect the worst sort of situation.
Yeah, I found the fucking drill arm. Thank God for that. I need 2 bastards.
Now become a driller.
I can now become a driller. That is very true.
Take care of that crime guy.
Oh yeah, thank you, that crown guy. I've not been looking at the chat properly. Also, Jeg said he's available before, but I don't know if he's come back. Oh, he has come back. Sorry, Jeg. I'm really bad at checking multiple things at once on stream. How are you doing? Good.
Sorry, I was like halfway watching your stream, so I was like hearing double it 2 of you.
Oh, I hate
Oh my
that
god,
too.
it's anime, but it's less autistic Elon Musk. How do you do?
That's is that me? Like,
You
I guess.
are,
Well,
you
I
are
don't know.
Elon
For
Musk.
some reason, yeah, obviously Elon Musk is very distinctive and you don't sound like him. But just for some reason, my brain just thinks.
I feel like I must sound English enough to not be Elon Musk. Like, please, like, don't do this to me.
I can
like
hear the
non-Afrikaans
Elon.
background.
Yeah, I can hear the Elon. I understand where he's coming
It's a
from.
tinge. It's not like, oh wow, it's an exact facsimile. It's just a bit of a tinge.
Well,
a funny tinge.
we were discussing, you know,
Your mum.
well, one, your mum, 2, Kemi Badenoch, you know, not doing great, but Gemrick or Cleverly, how much better would either do? Because both would obviously do better. Like, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Just how much
I don't know.
better.
It's
Neither
because
us
how
are
much of it is just going to be like prospectively look better, but actual, like in terms of what would be in anything that mattered.
Well,
I don't think it would make much difference.
Yeah, I was saying I think Cleverly would be better, just simply in terms of the fact he's a better orator.
Yeah.
Gemrick's-
I can see them losing less people to the Lib Dems.
Yeah,
Rather than losing less people to Reform, they might be losing less people. Like,
yeah. I mean, I just cannot see trying to out Farage working at
No.
all.
So-
It's not
certainly
working
this,
low.
like early into the kind of sort of
Yeah.
opposition years of the Tories. Like, it's just not going to work.
Where is?
Why have Farage light when you can have Farage, basically,
yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
at the peak of this game?
If you go to the lava zone, you can get kyanite. I do know that, Tay. You've said it a few times, but I do not want to go back there yet because I want to get this drill arm so that I can become a driller.
I was going to say, in terms of overall polling, obviously is out ahead by quite a wide margin, but the sort of trajectory has flattened, and Labour's also flattened slightly up, and the Tories have stopped like precipitously declining. So it might be one of those, like, they could keep declining like after November if Kemi stays on, but this could also just be the Tories' floor, and so they won't go extinct per se.
The better.
I mean, I feel like this
Hope
is
for the best
low
if
enough
they
of
can
a
work.
floor for them to that it might as well be, like in terms of.
Oh yeah, right now I'm just saying, you know, you never know what's
Yeah,
going to happen next 3
Give me
years.
breath.
It's going to be a long 3 years.
Long, man, not the kind of good long.
Why do
either.
I'm still. I don't know. Could Labour split while it's in power?
What do you mean by split? As in?
As in half go green, the other half, I guess, stay Labour. Because
Some would probably go to Lib Dems, but I don't know.
maybe Lib Dems. As well.
Greens are already on like 10%, so you've already had that to a certain extent.
Give me the other drill arm, I swear to God. But
I can't see that many of them going to the Greens. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being naive and Just like they can't be that bad.
Not
like,
now. Maybe not now. Maybe if
no, but
maybe if the Greens have a bit of reform, reform-like success where they start winning way more councils. But I hope not.
Well, there was a clip that I saw on Twitter about some green person just doing regular things and just
Well, that's racist.
They did regular things. I don't believe you.
No, regular green things, not regular, not actually
right.
regular things. Like just
Regular,
it's just
regular.
the same thing.
Green
It's just like, oh, we should have universal basic income, and it's just like, how you do that? Tax civilian. It's just like, okay.
We already have.
fantastic.
We
Like,
already have that in Peer 3. Seriously, there's no way there's only one drill arm here. I don't believe it. How's my breath? My oxygen even? A quick look back in the oxygen tank. Issue with Cleverly is Farage would use immigration alone and run rings around him. I think you got to bear in mind. I don't think any of us are saying the Tories would be above 20% now with any of them. But you got to realise that the remaining Tory MPs are phenomenally stupid. Like, very, very silly people. Hence, they're still there. I think there is talk that basically a few of them are probably getting together to defect once it gets too bad, and they're just kind of waiting on that, but God knows when that's going to happen.
Well, defect to who? That's the real question.
Oh, I mean, I'm talking specifically Reform here, but yeah, obviously there'll also be ones that are going to Lib Dems. I mean, oh no, you can one-hit me, I don't like you, go away. God. I think, like, I know Westminster Council, there was a Tory from there who defected yesterday, I want to say, to Reform. And it's actually looking somewhat likely she might even become their mayor candidate. Because I don't think they'll want Ant Middleton anymore, because he's a bit too Tommy Tard. And if there's one thing they want to avoid, it's any association with Mr. Robinson. Because Mr. Robinson is an idiot. You know, if there are Tommy fans in my chat, I'm not a fan. For obvious reasons, in that he keeps going to court, and it's not just because the state don't like him. Largely, I actually think the state don't really care that much about him outside of when he organises protests. But,
I mean, I don't think they like him, but he doesn't make it hard for them to like do what they wanted to do anyway. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Anyway, I finally got the drill, so I can can now look at becoming a driller. You love to see it. Right, let's have a look. No point in that yet. Hey, there we go. Drill! Oh wow, that's really easy as well. And the grappling hook. The thing is, can I pick stuff up with the... I guess I can just get out the prawn suit. Benzene. Oh, I can make all that, actually. Yeah, screw it, let's make all of it. Let's head home. And don't forget the orange tablet.
Orange tablet, good.
But yeah, it has... I mean, I get a lot of insider information these days. I'm on about 3 group chats on Twitter that are specifically like a load of reformers who also have a load of insider information, so I am up to date. And, you know, it's... I don't think anyone tries to make this point anymore, but yeah, Lowe is not coming back, obviously. Nobody really misses him. People obviously like Zia. If people want to hear the weirdest thing ever, genuine, like, I don't know if either of you will necessarily know any of the accounts, but there are some kind of classically fashy accounts on Twitter that have been about... God, I remember back in 2014 some of these people. But they all made a group chat and are very much on Zia Yusuf's side.
Why is that?
In fact, they just like him. Why do they like him is a good question. Well, someone posited to me that, well, you know, the Nazis did like Muslims.
Yes.
So it might be something along those lines. Plus, I think it might just be a case that these people understand that if you're going to get anywhere close to fascism, you need to absolutely destroy woke as it exists. Reform are the way to do that. Might be something to do with that too, but they also, I mean, they kind of get it in terms of dork righties being dorks, so it'll be like, why do they have such bad political instincts? Why don't they understand that all Reform care about is getting votes? Why don't they understand that having a literal television star, Dr. David Bull, talk absolute nonsense about ghost stories is actually quite popular? Oh, it's funny that.
No, but it's not politically educated enough. No, it's not pure ideology.
All your chairman has to do is be able to encourage people to join the party and get out to canvass and vote. That's all your chairman does.
This is not what Jacques said a good chairman must be. No. Where is the
I think
revolution?
it's so easy to, like, if you are on Twitter, to, like, assume, like, it's so easy to think that that's far more normal, and, like, if you don't talk to people, like, outside,
Well, that's all
you
I
just
can.
get lost. So
That's all I can imagine. They just do not talk to normal people and do not interact with them. Because obviously in the other Discord, we obviously get people that are like, "Oh, I hear talk of people wanting everyone deported all the time," and I'm like, I do not get this at all, like at all.
No.
I barely get anyone who's like a rabid deporter. There are obviously people who make massive complaints about certain sections of society, we'll say. But even then, I don't think they necessarily want them deported. They certainly want the police in there to sort it out, but then what does that mean exactly? It's quite funny, but I think, as I said the other day as well, it was quite funny that a lot of my family had actually heard of Zia Yusuf, largely because he'd obviously just quit the party, but, you know, I had to explain. I said to my dad once, you know, this was back at Christmas before the whole Low thing blew up, but he was like, you know, he just complained, "Oh, everyone in in Parliament's just an absolute idiot and terrible." And I was like, "Well, no, there's some in Reform that I quite like." And he said, "Oh, no, but I don't like Farage." And I'm like, "I'm not actually talking about Farage." But I had to then explain who Rupert Lowe was. But yeah, this is the thing. Nobody really knows who he is. Because nobody knows who any MP is unless they're political junkies like us. Which makes sense, so... Oh, I need that water bottle. But there you go.
Well, yeah, that was that, like, Red Wall polling, which I think that GB Politics Twitter account, the slop account, you know,
just
mentioned
make
lots of
stuff
site,
up.
but someone did actually cite it in, like, the replies or something. It was actually pretty useful to look at it.
Yeah. To be fair to
So it's
that,
basically like, yeah, some young people actually have heard of Rupert Lowe. He's not a nobody, but overall, it's like, you know, he's about as well known as Robert Jenrick is. He's not exactly like, oh my god, everyone's raising him like their first or second choice for Prime Minister. He was quite middling, actually.
yeah. Well, it was
I think it was like even Boris Johnson was doing better than him in terms of more people putting like Boris Johnson in their top 4 or whatever choice for PM.
Well, it was like...
That's the Northeast. That's the Red Wall. So.
Yeah.
Obviously, Farage was like the clear winner.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it's like I said the other day as well. Like, he only does well with people who don't vote. Great. I'm not shocked that
I've not seen that. I know you mentioned it, but I've not seen that.
Well, I mean, people who don't vote as in young people is what I mean.
Oh, well, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, even with the young people in the Northeast, he's not like the top choice.
No. It is quite interesting. I took a look at the gambling odds on politics again, because I do every now and then. He's like, I don't know, I think his odds are like 20-1 to be the next Prime Minister, which is actually quite a bit higher than I'd expect. But again, why is that exactly? Well, I don't know, kind of hard to say. Maybe a lot of...
Just quickly, he's known by like 1% more people than some other nobodies. But
yeah, that's what I need. Yeah, it's... I mean, yeah, why is that the case? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I would put it down to, as you say, he's just simply because he's more well known than a lot of other people. He's more known than a lot of other politicians. But again, that's only for us political junkies. You don't win elections with political junkies. It doesn't work that way. So
No, but elite theory, Haryan. No.
I will delete.
It's only
elite
political
theory.
junkies and a small minority that are the vanguard who direct the sheeple. That's how it works.
Is it?
Yes, Jack the truth sayer will jump on it and say, actually.
I do like Jack, but he does have absolutely.
I mean, surely wouldn't it be? Surely wouldn't it be more towards like people like Farage? Like it's only a small number of the like actually famous politicians that anyone even like cares about, and everyone else is just non-existent.
Oh, Farage is Farage is basically even.
Keir Starmer, Boris Johnson, and then like
It's quite it. If you were to look at the odds, you would think, oh, Farage is definitely winning next election then. Which I can understand why, because it's...
unless anything like seriously changes, then
yeah,
it's in a decent trajectory.
Yeah, exactly. And I a lot can change in 2 years, fine, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's.
It would have to be a lot, like yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be stuff that's going to favour the incumbent parties. Because why the hell would it be? I've completely forgot what I'm looking for. Right, table coral and copper, which is all in my Cyclops. I say it pretty much every episode at this point, every stream of this, but I am so oh, I'm getting alien messages. Disenfranchised by online politics. I think most people are just absolute morons at this point. Whether it's AA, Carl, pick any Lotus Eater. Apart from Stelios, Stelios is good. I'm not gonna have a go at Stelios. I like Stelios a lot. But my god, I do not know why he works there. If Stelios ever listens to this, which I don't think he will, I feel comfortable just bitching out on this completely, because nobody watches it. But my advice to Stelios would definitely be try and worm your way into GB News. just do it.
Well, I had a friend who got a job there, so
there you
he was
go.
there for a good couple of years. So
Did he enjoy it?
Gig, actually. I say he liked it well enough.
Fair enough.
He wasn't like super thrilled by it, but also didn't hate the job.
I'll take that. I need to actually know if I can pick stuff up.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm done. You can.
Maybe you can pick stuff up as a test. There you go.
Yeah, I will do.
Well, on the online, right? I think once again, Jaku's gonna keep mentioning that name for some reason, but I feel like they had not one point where it was like talking about all the sort of dribbling retards of normiedom, who give their political opinions and you sort of have to ignore them. But I feel like, just like also, I suspect a lot of Jaku's writers are sort of embarrassed semi-leftists when they were younger, who because of stupid immigration and so forth, wokeism, have kind of become embarrassed by that, and so somewhat become more right-wing, but not totally. They still have the sort of
was this the
fundamental assumptions.
Was this the problem with the UK? Was that
I wasn't thinking of that specifically, although I know what you're talking about. Or actually, I think yes, I wasn't thinking of that specifically, but that might tie into it. It might be the reason why I'm talking about this. But it does feel like they also fit the mold of some of these dorkish types of the dribbling retard who we shouldn't really listen to. They'll just shout their opinions into the ether. If there was to be any actual political action, they should be ignored and physically removed, as it were. But it's like the kind of neocons almost of the 60s and 70s. They were, apparently a lot of them were leftists.
Oh yeah.
Were just patriotic and pro-war, like pro-Vietnam War. They just didn't like the anti-war protests, so they left the left, but because they did it as adults, they still kept a lot of the sort of leftist assumptions.
Well, it's. I mean,
leftist priors.
it's funny, isn't it? Because James Lindsay.
It's the modern version of that.
Yeah, because they keep getting really annoyed at James Lindsay for basically calling them out. But incredibly.
I've not done a deep dive on James Lindsay. I think Dev has done a couple of videos. He might do some longer ones. I don't know, but
Oh, that's what I should have said
feel like
before. Sorry, you know, that's my favourite YouTuber. It's like I don't really watch any political ones anymore. No, I watch Dev. I watch Dev again. Dev does good stuff. Still,
I'm not watching a lot of his stuff. I should do that again. I've sort of coped about that in the server, saying, well, if Dev goes on the content drought like John Tron used to do, then I've got tons of hours of videos to watch to keep me satisfied. But yeah, so I feel like, just from what little I know of James Lynn, it's kind of like he's identified a problem correctly, but just is a bit of a retard. It's a bit like a canary in the coal mine, but the canary is a retard and is screeching. And it's annoying, but it has the problem.
he is.
I think the main problem is that like he is correct in that there is a group of people. He's just trying to paint too many of them in one go, and then it just means that you lose your accuracy if you try and could combine a whole completely different groups of retards together into like one mega group of retards that doesn't actually
Exactly. Yeah.
I saw a clip of
Including people who aren't retards.
Yeah, well, I saw a clip of him talking to Brett Weinstein, who has become, ironically, one of the idiots. He's not. Well, obviously we call them dork right, but he's not woke right really. He's one of the people that's overcompensating in that he was a leftist, got absolutely riddled by them, and then was like, oh well, I guess I have to go right wing now, but doesn't do it very well. But you know, people like Tucker Carlson, I'd say that's pretty accurately dork right, especially when he went to Russia.
Oh yeah.
But then people
people in Dev's server, writers included, sort of mock him.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Razorfist released a video about the Trump bombing of Iran. I won't go on too much of a tangent, but the thumbnail basically had like Trump laughing, and Tucker Carlson's one of these pundits who's been humiliated. So I should watch that video, actually.
Would I take Brovman as a Reform MP? Oh, definitely, yeah. Brovman's basically the only Tory I'd probably take. Maybe Mark Francois as well, actually. He's quite good.
I met her, and she was nice to talk to, especially since we have a similar legal background.
Oh, nice. Dev is a good boy,
And
in
the
my
Windsor
opinion.
MP.
Yeah. Me and Dev really need to get on a stream to talk about politics. We were supposed to do it ages ago about his stupid political triangle, and I want to know if he still stands by that.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I can try and facilitate that. But obviously, he said like because of the whole friends going awry and betrayals, he's been a bit hesitant to like do collabs with people. But in the near future. But I guess
I don't want, I don't need to be his friend. I would just like to talk politics with him. Like on a stream once.
No, yeah, but like not just he overgeneralized that. Just mean collabs in general. So actual chums, but also collab partners as well.
I can't stand the absolute delusional stuff I see people say about Dev whenever he comes up nowadays. Yeah, didn't Carl keep calling him a communist? And I'm like, he's left wing, but he's not mental.
Yeah, it's more dork rightism and sort of vibes.
I can
because Dev doesn't help himself.
No, he doesn't.
But being a bit of an arsehole. But then again, it's like, people can also just not give in to vibes-based analysis all the time and not just misrepresent the situation. Like I've critiqued Dev's ideas on healthcare, but it's more like shit libs of sock dem politics. It's not communist.
I mean, Dev's closest to like Destiny in terms of like he's just a less offensive Destiny.
No, Destiny's an idiot though. No way, I'm not.
Yeah, I want to be fair. I hate Dev like more than anyone else. So I am fully aware that my own personal bias is to like against him.
I think Carl did rein it in eventually. I see Dev pretty much all the time reply guying Carl, and I think Carl has just muted him because he never replies to him anymore. But every time. Well, I'm not blocked on this account. To be fair, I got my old account back and I'm not blocked on it. But I don't reply to him anymore because when he was talking, I still
get blocked again.
Well, I've reply guided him a couple of times, but it's what did I get blocked over again? Oh, I got blocked because he was being a fucking moron about Rupert Lowe constantly. Just, oh, look at all this good stuff said about Lowe. Do you want to talk about the bad stuff? No.
You should have still replied that when he was complaining about being blocked by Zia Yusuf. Say the keyword. You should have said,
I was tempted, but I was just like, I can't be bothered. Like these people are so below me. I just don't care, and I know how that makes me sound.
I can understand that.
I do not care. I do not care anymore. These as we say, vibes-based analysis. Half the stuff they talk about, they clearly don't know about and don't bother researching. You know, I remember people complained once. They were because I did a video on a politics Joe Vox pop on Andrew Tate, and it's like you probably should have researched Andrew Tate before you did this because all you're really saying is I can't say much about Andrew Tate, and I'm like, yeah, fair enough, but at least I'm honest that I don't know much about Andrew Tate. You know, I didn't try and kind of vibes it off it. You know, I'm not the type of person to say, yeah, well, Andrew Tate, you know, he's hated by the mainstream media, therefore he might be good. What I do know about him is that he has beaten women, and he is being done in multiple countries for sex trafficking. That is not good. I would argue.
The Dorkright actually very Nietzschean.
I mean, I have.
Based.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I have never seen anyone on the Dorkright actually defend him. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
Well, no, because it's like, you know, it's the sort of thing that
he's even too spicy for that.
Yeah, it's just.
I guess they don't actually have it in there. It's used to like actually advocate for rape and all that sort of stuff. So, despite the memes,
I think that also there's like a group of like political, you know, people that it's just immediate like death, or like what's it called? That they're like Nick Fuentes and Sneeko and like you're just not gonna even bother with them.
Yeah.
If you want to like, you know, be taken seriously by anyone, like even like they're like below even like the Dorkright in terms of people you're just not just asking to be made fun of.
One thing
so like a third rail, that sort of thing, but instead of an issue of people. Third rail is the metaphor of like a sort of metro system, like the underground's rapid transit. Like the third rail, it's electrical. You touch it, you die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's definitely people like that. I mean, I'm kind of surprised Tommy Robinson isn't that type of person. I mean, I guess he kind of is, but people still defend him to the hilt, which I always do get kind of surprised at. Remember that time I was like,
vibe-based analysis.
Oh, there's loads of it with him, yeah. I still remember when I was like basically said in the Discord Tommy Robinson deserved jail, and Youth Pastor didn't like that, but then Tharium just comes in with, oh, well, we all know that Syrian kid was lying. I was like, what?
That was...
What do you mean?
Because he's Syrian and foreign.
That's all he could say. It's like, oh, I trust these kids more than him. It's like, well, they went to court and then did not stand by their word, so no, they lied. I did like his... I did find it funny before when we were talking about Lowe and Zia, and he's like, oh, you're always happy calling people lies, but you never do it with someone who's proven to lie, talking about Zia. And I nearly replied to that saying, don't know what you mean, I call Lowe a liar all the time. But I just knew that would make it worse, so I was like, oh, I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
The Zia hate's just, like, you know, we just cannot know enough about those altercations to make a proper, what's it called? Proper analysis of the thing.
Which is what I've always said.
Yeah. Well, we just have to say, like, it's just going to be he said, she said, pick your side, whatever, I don't care. I'm largely on Zia's, like, whatever. You have to move forward, and, you know, winning the elections is more important than this now. I hate these EMP bastards. Tharium is a nutter when it comes to anyone brown. Literally, I like Tharium a lot. I just wish he was less racist.
Yeah.
I need to remember where this door was as well now. But I mean, there's a lot of people that I can say that about. So.
Well, it's a little bit like with Iron Duke. If Tharium wasn't just a femboy, you know, then it would actually be a bit concerning. Because, like, if you knew
I still
Brown
can't believe he
people,
tries to defend
and,
long hair.
Like, oh my god, you're at risk of being punched. that's what people have to say to their friends. Like, you can't come, sorry, because Tharium would just like lose his shit. Just lunge for you.
Does anyone remember where this locked door was? Because I really need to find it again. I knew I should have just made a beacon. God damn it.
No.
Scared to go outside though, because I've got monsters on my behind. Whatever. Anyway, Tharium will be on Laughing at the Guardian Saturday along with Jag, so there we go. That's definitely not this way. Why do you hate Dev so much, Jak? What do you
he's
mean?
what's it called? The amount of people
He's
that I
short,
like
he's
that he
fat,
then
he's
ends up.
Sorry, restart. I interrupted.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just like the amount of people that he just ends up like sticking. Like I like that he ends up like just randomly attacking. It's just like
Stop it. Get some help.
he's just really good at sticking his nose into things and just stirring up shit for no reason.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I can believe that.
shooting himself in
Yeah.
the foot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, lots of people agree.
but he's definitely not a communist. So like I don't know why that's.
Oh, well, Carl basically called everyone a communist at some point.
Yeah.
Hang on, I think for me, Carl lost the plot when he recorded himself ranting about over 4 million Eastern Europeans since one didn't let him cross the road at his local Tesco. I've not heard of that. That's a new one to me, my man. It's so funny as well.
I mean, that was the
That's all
the
right.
thing that was funny was the like his what he said about Karl Marx and like
Oh,
all of
God.
the.
I had to make
That
a
was-
tweet after that saying the dork right venerate Karl Marx more than Marxists.
Well, because the thing is, if you actually like looked at it, if you look before, like people like Oren McIntyre, like they were dragging him for this decision, but then because James Lindsay was attacking him, they then would like switch places and start defending him. Like, it was so weird that
Wait,
like
really?
they were making fun of him for it as well. So like,
Oh no.
it was only because he was getting attacked by James Lindsay that the rest of them even fucking closed ranks for it.
They do not understand what friend enemy distinction means, do they? Oh no. Idiots. Friend
Well,
enemy
they are
distinction.
clannish, just like the Mirpuri Valley Pakistanis that they hate so much.
I mean, that's true. Carl does think all liberals are communists, which is just obvious nonsense. Some liberalism led to communism. Did it where? Have we ever had a liberal state go communist? We must have.
What do you mean by a liberal state?
I don't know. What was Venezuela before it went communist?
That's what I was about to ask as well.
That's the only example I can think of. I hate these goddamn squid things.
Maybe Argentina? I'm not sure.
Maybe Argentina. It doesn't happen often, and if it does happen, it basically happens in South America. Oh, no. What am I caught on? I mean, I can understand not liking Dev for just getting involved in things. I have seen that happen before, but Dev usually is quite funny. I like him when he's on Adam and Sitch, which I was once, but then I don't think I'm ever allowed on again because I kept dropping too many F slurs.
Oof.
Listen, right, it was required and tasteful. It wasn't at all, I just called Adam an F slur. Which I have apologised for many times. And we are like replying to each other once again in the old Twitter, so maybe it'll be okay, but I'm not expecting to go on anytime soon, I can say that.
Fair enough. I think Venezuela was like a left democratic country, but like properly progressive, not liberal, before sort of succession of dictatorships.
Yeah. Well, this is what I mean.
So,
The only liberal states that go communist are basically ones that derived from France and Spain. So take from that what you will. I guess Weimar Republic was technically liberal, but that didn't go communist. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Right. I need to get out here. Do I have a leak? I do have a leak. Cero, what did Cero miss? A lot of talk, obviously, about Lotus-Eaters because we can't help ourselves. Obviously, modern politics. We keep going on about that. Just, you know, Barrage is a good man. Gemrick, we're not fully trusting, but his politics is good, or at least his stated politics is good. Oh, this looks new. Oh, it's near here. Yeah, there it is. Right, cool. I know where I am now. There's a video called Walking Around Swindon where he makes valid points, to be fair, about Third World not integrating at all over the years in his area. And it's a rant halfway through that. Oh, I know. I actually had to turn that video off pretty much straight away because he started complaining that flats were being made in like old disused buildings. And he's like, I'd rather have the old disused building. And I'm like, oh, right, I'm not taking this seriously then.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it's just...
I'd rather have the fucking New York City ghettos, the Bronx.
Like, I say it a lot. I get we have NIMBYism because we don't want more third worlders. I get it. But 20-year-olds can't buy houses. Like, I get not building more. Can we at least convert? Goodness me.
No, you can't.
You're not allowed.
Just cannot build anything new. Please ignore the past 1,000 years of, well, English history.
Oh god, that was a
massive urban sprawl. Please ignore that I NIMBY, arch NIMBY in chief of Twitter, live in a house that was built in the 1930s. Please ignore that.
Oh, I found alien bone specimens. These fossils likely came from the ancient ancestors of the Leviathans. You don't say. I found a mini lab. Local plants being held in stasis. Cool. Yeah, I'll take the creature egg, why not? Did I unlock this for like no reason? I'll take the ion cubes.
Oh well, yeah, just on Argentina, that was a liberal country, and then well, even the left wingers were social liberals, so like the Liberal Party of Britain in his latter days. But then there was a quote unquote rightist military coup, so that didn't become communist after being liberal.
Right, there we go.
Or right after, I should say.
Well, either way, you know, I think we've definitely had more liberal countries basically stay liberal for hundreds of years than anything else, so... But whatever. Dev's a communist.
Yes.
Just such a ridiculous statement, right? Cool. That was a good explore. Didn't learn anything. This game's neat. Right, let's head to my...
I have managed to completely avoid like knowing anything about Subnautica, so.
So this is ruining it for you.
I don't have enough context for it to ruin it for me, so we're actually fine.
That's good. Well, I mean, I didn't know that there was any alien stuff. I'll put it that way. But it doesn't really matter.
To be fair, I knew that.
You knew that. You knew more than me.
I knew that. I knew.
Well, I knew literally nothing. But yeah, it's a good game. I would recommend. But it is. I think first time you go through this, it's. If you don't like hand-holder games, I'd certainly recommend it. I think it could do with a little bit more hand-holding, but I kind of get why it doesn't do that as well. So. Too much.
I mean, my two favorite games are Hollow Knight and Outer Wilds, both of which have less hand-holding. So. Right.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to Hollow Knight then, aren't I?
Yep.
I have a friend from Sitch and Adam chat who I keep in touch with. When I mention you, hear me says, "Is that the F-slow guy?" My problem with that stream is that they got Carl on. I kept being told to shut up by Adam. And I got really drunk. That was the issue. I'm blaming Adam.
Absolute lightweight.
I had 2 bottles of wine.
Cope as Sneed.
Like, it was mental how much I had. I just had way too much, and I obviously would not drink on their show again if I'm let back on, but it is quite funny, that's what I'm known for. I was told by an awful lot of people, like, oh, don't worry, it's funny and all that, but I was just too embarrassed to even really talk to Adam and Sitch again for like 2 years. Oh, you sent in my 5 forms of liberalism video. I'm really happy with that video, actually. Thank you for sending that. Yeah, that's a video I think everyone basically needs to watch. Honestly, when I read that little book that I always shill by some Oxford guy, it really changed the way I look at liberalism, because I'm like, this seems like a really broad church. Why is there so much of it? And it's like, oh, it's because basically, you know, you had John Locke, then it was co-opted by a bunch of business owners. Then it was co-opted by like John Stuart Mill to be like, oh, there's too much capitalism. Oh, we need a bit of socialism in there, otherwise people aren't free properly. That's, you know, when I start making fun of it. And then it happens 2 more times in the 20th century. And, you know, by the end, it's pretty much just woke. But all the ones before that are like not too bad. You know, 4's too socialist.
I think this is the kind of the place where Carl and people like him kind of go off the thing where they're like, this is the only outcome it could ever do, and therefore it must be like that liberalism just turns into communism always, and there's no other way it could have ever gone, and yep, that's just what it is, and therefore we need to throw everything away and do something else. And you're like, wait, this is stupid. Like,
and the thing they do is something that's actually far more closely related to socialism and the woke, funny enough, like some sort of quasi-fascism.
Yeah,
not fascism per se, like, no.
Yeah, I will say.
Well, I don't think that they have enough answers to like.
No, they don't. They basically don't have any answers. Like, what are their answers to life or anything like that? It's just,
well,
I don't know.
Mass deportation.
They'll constantly say
kill
that.
them all.
Basically, their answer is just ethno-nationalism, and it's like, how's that not just? How do you not just want fascism then? What the hell?
But then it's ethno-nationalism right up into not though. Like this, like as well. It's like they don't even actually believe in ethno-nationalism because the exact criticisms you always give to it.
Yeah. Well, that
is that
they love Ben Habib.
It's right up until the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's to the exact point where it's not exactly ethno-nationalism. It's just like, well, I have, you know, a Zuma historian with a Lavian like white. It's just like.
Yeah.
Well, it's ethno-nationalism where whites are okay, but.
Yeah.
Well, Ben Habib as well. So like half, you know, it's just like.
Half Pakistani.
Just decide the exact bit where you're not going to.
It was very.
I must assume if they're being somewhat consistent, they will get rid of Ben Habib, and he's a useful idiot. But
well, it was.
Maybe me giving too much credit to them.
It was quite funny when people were saying to Homeland, "Oh, get Ben Habib on board" and things like that, because half of them were saying, "No." he's half not English. I was going to say Bilbo as well. I know, basically saying he advised me to apologise. In my channel trailer, I did make the apology in my channel trailer. Like, I was very apologetic. I don't know if he ever saw it though. If he didn't, I'm definitely going to apologise to his face, because I should not. Like, you can't have an invite like that and risk their channel by me saying a slur. However, there were a lot of people basically saying, I can understand why you said that. I didn't even say it to be insulting, I just said it because I was really, really drunk. Which just isn't an excuse, but I would not drink again if I was on their stream again. As I say, two bottles of wine was just nuts.
Did you see the Casey Tron's excuse to being sued by Ethan? Where she was too high to
baked.
Just never even saw it. Just like,
just not. Not
is that like?
Did
he just say that as a defense? Or
I think that no, it's not a legal defense. She's just one of the most moronic people I've ever seen. Like, it's not happening.
It is funny how everyone is going after just have black holes for brains. Like, they are not smart people by any stretch of the imagination.
It's also really funny that they're all broke as well.
How?
They just have Hassan at the top with all of the money, and no one else gets anything. So, perfectly socialist. I mean, you know. Like,
Yes, he is the apex predator in the ecological niche.
Well, he is certainly a predator.
True.
Well, thank you for mentioning it to your friend. I would hope that to some extent it's got back to Adam and Sitch, but you never know. I mean, to be honest, as I say, they're fine interacting with me now, so I would imagine they've either forgotten who I am, or there's been some level of forgiveness there. Who knows? I'm always surprised by how many people actually know me well. But
You punch above your weight.
What mostly surprises me about it is like I'm still only on 10k, which isn't massive, but from what I've seen from other channels, that tends to be when other people pick you up. But I've obviously not had that happen yet. But then again, I don't really communicate with other people because I don't like most other YouTubers, so that probably doesn't help. I'd go on Adam and Sitch again.
Yeah, you should communicate with City Planner Plays. Have a series on like the ultimate Yimby paradise.
To be fair, I have been. I like a lot of the city skylines YouTubers. I am thinking of sending one of my cities to one of them just to see how that goes. But the thing is, it won't be this is from Haryan. It will be this is from Darko, because that's the name I use for things like this. But it's just. I don't know. YouTube feels like it's a dying platform for like independent creators like me. I'm sure there have been plenty of people who said that lots of times, but who's like new that we've seen on YouTube, like who's exploded in the political scene.
Political scene.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like no
Literally
one.
no one.
It's like they're all on Twitch saying absolutely nothing because they're left-wing morons. Asmongold's there as well as a bit more of a kind of centre-right figure, I guess. So
yeah.
I have my
He's
criticisms.
more just like mostly normie, but still will talk because normies do talk about politics.
Yeah, well, it's become an entertainment sport, really.
Yeah.
Whereas I do like the entertainment aspect, obviously, but it's like today's video. No one watched it, but it was a good one about how Labour's killing industry. Then again, I think people are getting fed up with black holes. That is also a possibility.
But it's just like it's the weird thing where they're like, negative content is the only thing that like anyone listens to, and it's like, but that's not true as well. They're just like, so it's just it's just a criticism that's just thrown at people when they're just like,
I've actually privated them now, but my best video was like that is still up actually, 100,000 views last time I checked for that Cambridge woman who said white lives don't matter. Just a whole video about her and how she's a mental leftist. Fairly negative, whatever. Woke's bad. My next
Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
Yeah, I know. The next three biggest ones, two were to do with Carl, but I've privated them now for reasons that I can get into privately, but not publicly. And so it's not like bad blood with Carl or anything like that. It's basically if I want to get in the normie sphere in any way whatsoever, you basically cannot have videos like that, because I kind of defend the old thing that got him in trouble with Jess Phillips. Yeah, exactly. So I can't really have a video of me defending that. But anyway, two of them are that, and then the third one is another the third one's when Boris Johnson won that landslide. Again, another massive positive. Like, my three best videos are all positive. Three of my four best videos are positive. So, see you later, Bilbo. So there you go.
God, that was just so disappointing. I think I remember. I think I still, my other political friends, like, who again we're all more quote unquote right wing than the Tory party, but
yeah,
it's still a case of like we expected that a lot of things wouldn't happen. We'd be kind of disappointed, but I mean, it really just did become a case of like this was far more disappointing than we had expected. Expectations were low, but holy fuck.
Well, I mean, they can't even like he's had to make concessions on 5 billion. 2% by not even 2% of the welfare bill. He's had to make concessions on that, which it was quite interesting to listen to like Fraser Nelson talk about it because he's like, I'd probably be against it too because you're effectively throwing people off benefits and doing nothing to help them get into work. That's not going to be sustainable. And I was like, well, I guess that's a way we need to look at it as well. But oh god, don't fall down there. So it's just. I mean, everyone's in a mess because no one wants to do the radical reformation of the economy that you actually need, apart from, obviously, reform. Like, reform will actually do things. They probably won't get everything right, but my god, I am fed up of having, what they're called, Tories faking to be right-wing and then being left-wing, and then Labour get in. Like, I thought they'd be okay on the economy. They've been way worse than I was expecting, which just goes to show, you know, listen to your elders on that, I guess. God, it's just... So, at this point, I'm just so unbothered by all the... That is not good. So unbothered by all the people... unserious people trying to tell me, you know, reform will just be part of the mainstream again, they're not going to do anything, they won't deport anyone. If reform don't deport anyone, I almost guarantee it's because the civil service like have to be killed. Not killed, but, you know, replaced. You know, killed in Minecraft.
Peacefully and patriotically replaced.
Exactly. But I just...
Well, to be fair, though, I mean, at some point, though, you know, couldn't they just... Well, legally speaking, pass an act of parliament if they get a majority.
Yeah, I mean...
You guys are pissing off, goodbye.
I mean, yeah, that's hopefully going to happen. No. I hate you so goddamn much. Oh, let me back in. So...
Being bullied by wildlife.
You get bullied by a lot of wildlife in this game.
So being a Yimby.
I will be a Yimby. I will build more bases. So that's what all the nickel is. Seriously, what is actually down here? I was told by Zen that building a scanner would be useful. It's not been that useful. Me being told by someone else that down here is all the good stuff, but I'm not seeing any of the good stuff. Which is very annoying.
You should slap Zen for that.
Well, I'll see him next time, won't I?
Yeah.
Can't believe I'm known as that F-slur guy. I'm actually so ashamed about that. Oh, lockdown, man, that's what I blame it on. I've not actually watched Adam and Sitchin, like, well, pretty much since then, to be honest. Don't know if either of you keep an eye on them. I know...
No, I watch them if they're on EFAP, that's the only time I'm ever going to see them.
That's fair, that's fair. I've missed like the last 4 EFAPs as well, because they just keep covering films I have no interest in watching.
Yeah, that as well.
I think even DM Bilbo Balboa saying like they have got to do a classic EFAP of covering a leftist again at some point, because not even a leftist, just an idiot, because I'm going mad. Like, cause I say leftist, but I think no.
It's like the synthetic man one was so.
The synthetic man one was legendary, but they could cover the quartering, and I'd be happy, like very happy, in fact. But I don't know, they're just not.
Or Grums, or like I don't know, just anyone.
Grums is an idiot.
Yeah.
Why is he such a moron? I don't get. Wow, I am in a big cabin here. I don't understand how he's such a moron. I don't get it.
It's impressive.
It is. Oh, there's Kyanite. I see it. I get it now.
I just don't understand how like he of all of the people that gets like boosted by Elon, like it just seems.
Oh yeah, I mean Elon's Twitter has been very hit and miss. It's been a net positive, I'll say that, but the people that Elon follows.
Well, I mean, Elon is just incapable of like figuring out who is a moron and not. Like.
Yeah. I don't think he cares that much, which is fine.
Another symptom of autism.
Yeah.
Or I should say severe autism.
It was quite
low EQ.
I will say about Synthetic Man as well. I remember watching I can't remember which game he was playing, but Maul was playing a game, and there were people obviously super chatting him, and someone said, "Oh, Harry from the Lotus Eaters said Synthetic Man did a good job of covering God of War," and Mauler was just like, "Oh God, I don't know the Lotus Eaters very well, but." That's kind of where he left it. But he's like, "Yeah, that's a terrible take," which obviously it is. Oh, that's because the Kyanite's
It's good. It's good to have like Mauler and the others be not that engaged. Well, Max is kind of engaged in politics, but like especially Mauler's not really engaged. It's sort of good to be able to tune out politics. And just
it's what I love about EFAP. Like they're doing too much. Ironically, doing too much direct film coverage these days, which is fine. They go through bouts of that, but I mean the 50th anniversary is coming up, so they'll do a Jim Sterling video. What'd you say?
Haven't there been a lot of films recently or something like that? I don't know.
Oh, there's been loads of films.
Maybe
yeah, I get why they've covered them, but I'm just like, can we do something else for a bit, please?
I want to watch something I actually want to watch. Like,
yeah,
need variety content.
I mean, people like the film coverage. It's fine. They can't do everything I want, but 4 weekends in a row, won them off so that they could do a Dark Souls 2 supercut. Come on, man. But, that's me being a, entitled viewer, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Member of the Toxic Brood.
A member of the Toxic Brood, quite. I do remember I did try and engage. Well, no, you go.
You go.
No, mine's a blog
I was going to
story.
say, oh, for fuck's sake. There's another little dance of death that happens in VCs where it's like, you go, no, you go, no, you
Well,
go.
you actually go.
Alright, so this is quick though. Deb actually tasked me kind of with looking through EFAPs, like all their videos, sort of find instances of I think like them talking about accessibility in video gaming. Deb might do a topic on it or something. So
Yeah.
I am in the process of researching.
Nice. I would like Dev on a Laughing at the Guardian Sunday, I'll say that. I did nearly get him on one once, but he was like, "Oh, my parents made a surprise visit," which I'm not sure whether to take that as a I don't really want to go on or not. But I was like,
I feel like
do it.
I feel like he was being genuine there because he has visited his parents.
Oh,
from time to time.
I am assuming he was, but it is quite funny. Like, it took me months to finally get a date with him. What phrasing? But finally get a date for him to come on, and then he can't make it. He was supposed to be on with Little Platoon as well, who's another one I want back on. The Little Platoon was actually quite good. People were like surprised at how good he was, and I'm like, oh yeah, I used to watch his political content. He is quite good. His friend's a bit dorky.
he follows like every single fucking MP on Twitter. Like,
oh yeah, I know. Oh, he's up to date with politics.
yeah.
No, yeah.
It was like every time you see like any.
the
Oh, hello.
Oh, big
What's
molester.
going on? Oh, I'm being molested. Why didn't you tell me there was a big sea dragon?
Well, I noticed.
You just looked up and stared at him. Like, I thought you
Yeah.
knew.
No, I didn't know there was a big sea dragon. I missed him.
Haryan is tweaking out.
We have to get out of here, fellas. I got my kyanite. Actually, can someone Google that? Because I'm pretty sure that's like a mud mineral. But I might be thinking of kaolinite. I can't remember.
How do you spell that? Okay.
Kya night, as in N-I-T-E. Oh, he's there. That's not good.
Kyanite is a typically blue aluminosilicate mineral
Okay.
found in aluminium-rich metamorphic pegmatites and sedimentary rock.
I hate it when they just say sedimentary rock. That means everything.
That is
What specific sedimentary rock is it? If
No.
it says.
It is a high-pressure polymorph of andalusite and sillimanite,
andalusite.
and the presence of kyanite in metamorphic rocks generally indicates metamorphism. Yeah, as well. Okay, I mean, yes.
Don't worry, I know what all that meant. It's been a while.
I do as well. I did my sort of fair share of GCSE geography, so you know.
Geography.
Oh, shut up, you absolute bellend.
It was very funny when I was at uni. I had neighbours. I had a neighbour who did geography, and so I'd obviously make fun of her saying, "Oh, you're colouring in her." One time, I've literally never seen her colour anything in. One time, I was colouring in a map in the in like the front room of our house, and because we were good neighbours, like we'd go to each other's houses just all the time. And she just walked in once, and I was colouring in, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm never going to hear the end of this now, am I?" Yeah, so it was.
I mean, there was literally zero colouring in of anything when I was doing GCSE geography. So
yeah, it's a joke from our end, but geology you do a fair bit of colouring in because of the way you do mapping. So it's just the way it is.
Those geology maps.
Oh yeah, they're fun to make. You can actually you could cover like 10 square kilometre geology map and do everything you need to do to colour that in about 2 weeks. It's amazing how quickly you can actually work at that, because when you think about it, rock beds are just massive and take up most area, and it's an excuse to go to really nice places. So. But anyway, I think wow, there's a lot of nickel around here. At least I know to come back here. I think I'm going to head back to my main base and see what I can construct with the kyanite I got, and then we'll probably call it a day there, because I think I can make the next stage of the rocket. But I think I think it's going to be your job, Vicar, to tell Zen about the sea dragon, the fire dragon, because I panicked.
Okay.
I tweaked. I mean, he'll probably watch it anyway, but I think he'll be sad at the fact that he wasn't here live when I ran into it, which in a way makes it a lot better. At least I got
absolute cockawaid, Zen.
Oh, I know. Zen's a massive cook, I think.
So true, so real.
Thomas Howe keeps writing interesting things and then deleting them instantly. God damn it. Let me read it. Read. God, I do feel like I'm going really slow. But we will make it. Am I damaged at all? No, I'm not. That was the thing I found really surprising. My prawn suit did not get damaged by being grabbed and thrown, which is very odd. Oh well, I won't complain. Actually, now that I'm here, I'm not actually sure how much nickel I have, so I may as well get some. Yeah. Give me that nickel. Okay, I thought I could get more than one. Oh, damn it. Still, at least I found kyanite. Who else is what other political YouTubers are there that like any of us would recommend? I'd recommend Sitch and Adam. I'd recommend Dev, even though you don't like him, Joe. But they're both, that's like two left-wing channels. Like, who's a right-wing one we'd recommend, apart from obviously this great channel? What about Barrister's alright, I guess?
I need to watch his content.
He's a bit of a Tommy guy, but I don't think he's too bad with it. I think he went a bit on the low side, but again, I don't think he was like mental with it. Who else is there? I know Paul Thorpe was a guy that quite a few people liked for a bit because he went proper Tommy, but he, I think he had to like private his channel or something. I'm not sure why. But that's the thing. Like, who are the right wing channels of YouTube now that are any good? Because it happened in 2016 as well. I remember, like, Trump won and everyone went stupid. Trump's won again and everyone's gone stupid. Why does this keep happening?
On the American side, I liked Red Eagle Politics.
Okay, I do not watch him, but I'll take your word for it. Like, why do people watch Tim Pool, man?
I don't know.
Big Doom. They want the Civil War.
Yeah, it's really annoying. What I recommend is basically people follow people who don't have their own channels. David Starkey's actually quite good, but he is getting annoying recently because he doesn't really have anything new to say. And then, God, I don't know. David Starkey's good. Douglas Murray's good, but he didn't shut up about Israel for about a year, 2 years, and then just comes out of nowhere to talk about mass deportation. Which was quite funny. God, who else is there? Who else do I like? Oh, there's an interview. There's a big... Jordan Peterson I still like, even though a lot of people don't these days. Even though he's not really got any different messaging to 3 years ago. So yeah, I like Jordan Peterson. I do like his podcast, depending who's on. Winston Marshall does good stuff.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, Winston Marshall's alright.
Yeah. Do you see the...
I don't watch him.
I'd recommend the interview with... What's he called? Labour guy, Trevor Phillips. I'd recommend the interview with Trevor Phillips, because Trevor Phillips has a really interesting take on the whole Windrush thing. It's not that interesting, it's just not that far away from us. Where it's like, obviously, it's like obvious they didn't come to for like a calling of work or anything like that. Obviously most people just came because they either wanted to see the motherland, because, you know, a lot of people were British and fought in the war and heard stories about the place, or yeah, it was basically all self-interest. Like there wasn't any altruism to it, and it's ridiculous to try and say that because it makes effectively Afro-Caribbean people sound like gods when they weren't. And it's making everyone hate us. That was basically the other thing he said. But everyone's... I feel like a lot of people are skipping over it, obviously, because he's... well, because he's talking about Windrush and everyone's fed up of hearing about it, but he actually had a unique take on it, because he wrote a book with his brother about basically the history of Windrush, but a much more accurate one. And it's like, here's some culture we brought over, you know, here's where people would live, here's some of the industries we actually managed to get into, you know. Try to keep it as objective as possible, and a lot of people have kind of skipped over that. But I thought it was a good interview. It's quite funny at the end as well, because he says, he basically says, I'm an expert in AI, but no one ever asked me about that, they only asked me about the Windrush stuff. And I was like, oh, that's funny. And unfortunate. Doesn't help.
Quite grim.
Well, it doesn't help that Trevor Phillips...
Life forms in the region. Are you certain whatever you're doing is worth it?
Why is that only just giving me that warning? Anyway.
That's Zen's sound alert for subscribers.
What, are you sure what you're doing's worth it?
Yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, I'd recommend the Trevor Phillips interview, but he does quite a few interviews. But I remember when he went over to the White House to ask a question, and his question felt, I don't know, a very cringe way of asking for help in the free speech department over here. But yeah, you know, I'm not against it, but I'm just like, I don't know. You probably could have phrased that better and made it less beggy. I think that's the problem I had. It's like, it feels like you're begging. Don't do that. It's embarrassing, but again, politics is fine, and would I do any better? I have no idea. So.
Well, when we win, we will rename all the London Overground lines.
Oh yeah, the Overground lines need complete rename. I can't believe Boris Johnson didn't rename them when he had the chance. And then the Uber woke took over, and now we have a fucking Lioness line, a Windrush line.
Well, I think how long was? Well, okay, yeah, by like the mid 2010s, there were all the Overground lines. But he did want like a second Crossrail line to be called, I think, the Churchill line. So
that's based.
Kind of ambitions.
That, you know who that would have annoyed? AA. I'll take it.
But then he stopped being mayor and became an MP in the PM. So
Yep. And then it's been
Crossbow
Sadiq
2's
Khan
been
ever
shelved,
since.
So
Yeah. I think it is pretty mad that, let's be fair, the only way you are going to win Labour Mayor is by being a minority, just because of how many minorities there are. It's annoying, but London has always been quite an odd place compared to the rest of Britain. So, who knows?
well, to be honest, at this rate, it's just be a Labour person.
Well, I don't know.
Well, they're still polling it. I mean, that's
They're still-
Steve Khan and like the mayoral results, but like
Yeah.
at least the national picture, they're polling at 35%.
Yeah.
In London,
Yeah.
and that's like well above the Conservatives, Lib Dems, and Reform,
Oh yeah.
like 20 points or so.
Next mayor election's going to be interesting, I think. I don't know if Sadiq Khan will try again. Who knows?
Sir Sadiq Khan.
Sorry, Sir
Actually.
Sadiq Khan. God, what a bell. Right. And we made it. Oh, it was dripping this whole time. My inventory's full of... Oh yeah, that actually does make sense. Seek fluid intake.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Hey, there it is. The overground names are utter woke nonsense and no one uses them. I think people do use them. In fact, as many people use the overground lines as the Elizabeth line, so it's actually one of the more used parts of the London tube system, as it turns out.
Oh well, all the electronic sort of announcements are like they do use the names, obviously. It's like, oh, but it is funny though when it's like the Windrush line is not working like that. When they say that,
You don't say.
inadvertently hilarious.
I mean, the left are perfectly good at cell phones. Like,
So true.
What can I actually put in these planters? Oh, is that for like table coral and stuff? I'll have to ask Dan when he's back. I have so much soul.
But yeah, Ballow meant the names, not the actual patronage.
Yeah.
And also the London Overground, there's a lot more of it than the Elizabeth line, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, obviously more used than
The
Lizzie line.
the only reason I know that is because no one used to use it, because it used to be like on the it used to have national rail signs and stuff like that. They remarketed it to it's the overground now, and put it on the tube map, and then it like quadrupled the amount of people using it. So effectively people thought, oh, if it's national rail, obviously it goes outside London, and the overground obviously doesn't. It was just old rail lines, so that's why that ended up happening. Right, what?
Well, yeah, because it's sort of the refurbishments and all that, and you
Yeah.
train that jazz.
Don't need you or you. Right, so
Yeah, 157
ion
million passengers
power battery.
last year.
Still not actually sure how to make that, which is annoying. But would you like a cooked Reginald? No, I would not. Right, what can I make? Prawn suit depth module Mark II, can make that. Can also make that. It's good. If I do those two, that should be ideal. What do I actually need? Do I have titanium ingots still? I should have titanium ingots. Oh, I can't see any.
Apparently 200 million trips were made annually in the second year of Lizzie Line's operation.
Of the Lizzie line operation, neat. Oh,
Yeah, so more people.
titanium,
243
goddammit.
million in 24 to 25.
Oh, I know what I can
Purple
do
train
with that.
indication.
It's okay, I can
Oh,
use the
my
prawn
dog.
suit now. Was that you? I thought that was this game. It scared me,
No,
man.
it's the dog outside.
Let's put kyanite back. Back to where you came from, Abdul.
But yeah, that means like half of the entirety of America's rail passenger ship is what's being carried by just the Elizabeth line.
My god. Just a ridiculous amount of people.
Well, it's a nice air-conditioned train, so you know.
That was another tidbit I found out about. On buses in the United Kingdom, is it illegal? It might be illegal. Well, certainly not regulation to have. You can only have air conditioning in the driver's cab, and you cannot have air conditioning anywhere else on the bus because we're mad. This probably won't. So you can have there's an air conditioning unit in the driver's cabin, but there isn't an air conditioning unit anywhere else on the bus for like the passengers. So the passengers have to sweat while the driver's got really nice air conditioning. Because we're a mad country.
Yeah, I feel like some newer, like, not stagecoach buses, but like in the West Midlands, they felt cool to be in. But I don't know if that was just because it was like not terribly hot outside. I'm not entirely sure, so I can't comment on that. But certainly the older London buses are, yeah, not good. You have to put up with the tiny little windows to open.
It's been so long since I've been in the bus.
Same.
I think the moment I learned to drive, I just like never went back in a bus.
Zen still doesn't know how to drive, does he? Let me get in. Seriously? God damn it. Easy. Right, that plaster steel, perfect. How much titanium can I fit? 2 pieces. That's annoying. Give me all the kyanite. Oh. No. I'm pretty sure I'm completely out of storage space here as well, which, if I am... Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Put you all in there. Do I have any spare quartz? Do. There's my habitat builder. More storage space. I think all the buses where I am FAC now, but you would need it here, given you're in Australia. I haven't caught one since I got my license either, though. Yeah, I don't blame you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right, got enough for that. One review. We'll go on another titanium hunt spree thing. And then I can make all the stuff I need. Having said that, I'm pretty sure I can't actually craft it here, which is fine. I called it the penis, I forgot about that.
The penis.
Indeed.
Well, I'll be off to Ozland soon, so I can report back on the AC usage.
Why would you be going to Ozland? What's wrong with you?
To do its career development, like more study, because you know, trying to be a lawyer, kind of traditional white collar profession, they soy out when you do more education.
Well, that's stupid.
Like, oh my god, you're so skilled in the law. Oh my god, you know so much stuff.
You had to go to Australia for that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's foreign university doing another master's degree. It's like all the kind of top brass chambers, the barristers. They won't have just done a bachelor's degree and their bar course. They'll have done a master's at Harvard or Yale, Singapore National University. There's one good one in Paris, so I'm trying to go to one that's like a really good law school.
Hello,
To
Visible
make
Sun.
myself competitive.
Visible Sun's done a blinder and joined the stream pretty much 5 minutes before I'm going to end it. So that's that was good timing. I've put my submarine in the complete wrong place. And I can't even grip onto it. Oh, I can. Let me in. Let me in. Hey. Oh, take it, Bilbo. You know, Visible Sun. Right, depth module, perfect. Is it? No, it's that side. Depth module. Oh, I need to modify, don't I? Right. It's fine. This game. It's alright, you've got another 3 hours of... Oh, hang on, how long have I been playing this? 4 hours nearly. No, I started at 9. 3 hours, you've got 3 hours of this that you can watch. But don't worry about that. Oh, I completely forgot to actually get the titanium out. And I don't have any titanium in here. I hate this game. Oh, god damn it. One, two, three. And go back. Yep. Right, even more depth. I can't remember how deep you can actually go. Oh, I don't actually have Mark 3 for the depth mod, which is interesting. Don't need that, don't need that. Don't need them. I've obviously got a Cyclops. Oh, can I make that? Oh, I can make that. Right. 4 kyanite. 2, 3, 4. Couple of silver. Which isn't in that one. I had loads of silver. Where's it gone? There you go. I also need gold and hydrochloric acid. Oh, which I can easily make. How'd you make hydrochloric acid again? Deep shroom and salt. Well, I have lots of both of them. Can't remember where I put the deep shrooms. I'm 90% sure it's in this one. Yeah, boy. Then I need a load of gold. Oh, I need even more. Done. Right. Now it's just some gold. 2. God, we're being really efficient here, fellas. That's a Cyclops thermal reactor. Can I make one for the prawn suit as well? You can. Oh, it's literally the same thing. God damn it. Oh, I think I have just enough. Oh, I need to get more kyanite. It's fine. Alright, 2 more gold. 2 more silver. Alright, then I just need kyanite. Which is fine, because I can make one of the modules in here, and I can get the rest of the kyanite. Thermal reactor. Cool. Can anyone remember where I put the kyanite?
Nope.
No.
It's alright, I found it. And I'm going to need a hell of a lot more. $1,700 is mental, mate. Right, perfect. I don't need to worry about power cells anymore. 1 and 2, 1,700 meters. Right, perfect. I think Zen's going to be very happy with this. So, I don't really need to worry about that, do I? Let's just put away stuff I don't need. Screw it. The way I organise my inventory is going to make Zen sick, but you know, it's what we do. Right, I think with that we can call that a save point, and I think we can end the stream there. So thank you very much for filling in for Zen, Steadman and Jeg. You had no advice to give me, but you did keep me entertained.
No help.
But we did all enjoy the big dragon. That is true. We were much more interesting than Zen. Obviously, thank you to everyone who donates, everyone who subscribed, and everyone who chatted tonight, of course, as well. You kept me entertained as well. Plus 22 viewers now, which is more than I usually get for these. So the lesson is, don't invite Zen on. Right. Anyway.
Northern supremacy.
Obviously, it's Laughing at the Guardian on Saturday. Jeg will be on there, along with Enigmatic and Tharium. So we can laugh at Tharium yet again. It's not our fault he keeps making stupid statements.
I know. I feel like if he just spoke more on other topics instead of brown, foreign, then he wouldn't have his semi-log.
It doesn't help me and John really like Zia and keep bringing him up. So anyway, anyway, that's for Saturday. Next Tuesday, it will be Tosh Talks. I need to put the poll up tomorrow, and it's basically going to be all my suggestions because I kept forgetting to ask for suggestions. So yeah, it'll be a vote over there on the Worcester Club, and then more Subnautica next Thursday. Videos out as and when I can make them. Right. Thank you, everyone. That's all I had for you for today. So once again, thank you very